Beautiful people. It's your boy Big Ghost Rider, man. Legal Wars Live. Of course, you guys know this YouTube. We on the upper west side of Manhattan, man. It's a windy morning, man, but it's still a beautiful day out here, man. I'm from South Mississippi. You know, if you guys don't know, now you know. But look, I'm from South Mississippi, man, and where I'm from, I'm talking about August, probably the hottest month out the year. And I'm saying you get regular temperatures that's 90 degrees or plus in August. You know what I'm saying? So to be up here, man, in New York City, man, waking up in the morning and it's 64 degrees, I'm saying that's a pleasure. I could definitely say that's something that I'm not used to. You know what I'm saying? So guys, I know y'all are used to strategizing with ghosts. Y'all used to me doing that series, but this morning we're gonna be doing a series called Guilty or Innocent. I think I said it's episode number 5 before, but I think this episode number 6. It's we started it, I think, talking about P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? If you guys don't know, if y'all are newer to the channel, you know what I'm saying? The channel, about 2 years, September the 1st will be the 2-year anniversary of Legal Wars Live. It'll be 2 years since I've been doing a live stream. So we started off Guilty or Innocent, I'll say probably about 6-7 months after we had been doing the live stream. And we started off talking about P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? That's how we started. But as we progressed, we got more into politics, but we moving from politics and we going right back into the Guilty or Innocent since we finished the Tax the Rich tour. That's 2 times every Saturday. I'm gonna just take a mystery or some kind of situation or popular news story that has to do with the law, and then I'll just use the skills and the talents that I have God's given me to break that down. If you guys don't know, I want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals. I'm a freelance independent paralegal. You know what I'm saying? I want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals. I filed in my lifetime over 35 cases, you know what I'm saying, federal court, you know what I'm saying, and state courts in over 12 or 13 different states, man. So it's in 4 years I got a pretty extensive record in the law, and I understand the law, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the law. So we're going to talk about that this morning. This morning we're going to talk about Nancy Guthrie, okay? So what I'm assuming most people who are going to tune into this live stream, they know about Nancy Guthrie, or they've heard about her story, or they heard about Nancy getting abducted, or you know what I'm saying, her being missing. So I don't think it's necessary to litigate or to give you the news of Nancy Guthrie, because it's really not news, or if it might be news, but it's old news. I think it's more important this morning that I'm gonna start off talking about something that's gonna help us with going over the case and the facts of the case, okay? And what I want to start off talking about this morning is perspectives. Perspectives are everything. You know what I'm saying? Perspectives matter in the law. Okay, let me say it like this. When it comes to a judge who's sitting on top of the case and a judge has to judge that case, he's gonna have a perspective. And a judge in New York, depending on his political beliefs or his upbringings, isn't necessarily going to have the same perspective as a judge in Seattle, Washington. You understand that? So there are different perspectives on us looking at the law. I think I broke that down before, but I could break that down further in a second. What I want to talk about today, though, if we're talking about the nitty-gritty, point-blank, down to the bone law, there isn't a perspective in that. You see what I'm saying? Listen, there's a perspective or not how we classify or what we would define a murder. What we're defining a murder, there's a perspective if we're saying this is a murder or not, but there is no perspective, absolutely no perspective on the law, man. The law is in black and white. It's clear. And we have to understand that, and it's important that we understand that. And I wanted to say that before we start talking about Nancy Guthrie, because it's not about perspectives, it's about the law, it's about the facts, it's about what's right and wrong. There's no perspectives in the law. It's a perspectives in interpreting or understanding the law, but within the law itself, there's no perspectives. Understand that. Starting to talk about Nancy Guthrie, I'm going to just start off talking about the things to me that are just abnormal with this case. Like I said, we talked about Nolan Wells 3 weeks ago. When I talked about Nolan Wells, it's fairly new story. A lot of people don't know the story, so I just give a lot of information about that case and Nolan Wells. But this morning with Nancy Guthrie, I'm gonna start off telling you guys this. Okay, so if you guys do not know, which you probably should know, Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home. That's where we're gonna start the mystery off with. She was abducted. She's been missing. She's presumed to be dead. Nancy Guthrie had a health condition to where she had to have her medicine. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But what I'm going to start off talking about, the overall perspective. Remember our word? The overall story. It's about how you look at it, okay? But there's no perspective with what I'm finna tell you right now, because June 2020 through 2025, over a 5-year period of time in the United States, women comprise more than 75% of the victims in some 240,000 cases of kidnappings or abductions, that were reported in the United States. So in the United States, within 5 years, okay, prior to 2026, 250,000, nearly 250,000 abductions or kidnappings, and women made up 75% or majority of that, okay? Only 646 of those women were in their 80s. Listen to me. In the last 5 years, 175,000 plus women are abducted and kidnapped. Listen to the numbers. This isn't about a perspective. This is about straight data and straight facts. In the last 5 years, that's what I'm going to look at first. Because when I heard an 84-year-old woman was abducted, to me, that sounded funny anyway. Who want to kidnap an 84-year-old woman? It seemed like if you're going to kidnap someone, or if you're trying to do something to them, it's like you're going to do it or you got a beef, or who she got a beef with? I'm talking about anomalies or things about this case that are just strange and weird to me. In the first place, who's kidnapping an 84-year-old woman, man? Let's be real. Only 646 women were in their 80s. Listen, when I heard 646, I'm like, 5 years, 175,000, that's a lot of people. But to me, 646 is still a large number. It's really a small number compared to 175,000. It's less than 0.2% or whatever. It's way less. It's a fraction of 1%. But I'm saying, like, man, 84-year-old woman, that's the first thing to me that is weird. I'm not saying that 84-year-old women don't get kidnapped. See, this isn't about a perspective. If I come out here and say 84-year-old women don't get kidnapped, that would be really largely in part. Well, first of all, that's my perspective, but largely in part, that's true. Mostly they don't get kidnapped. But I'm saying when we break down the facts and the stats and the law, it's not about a perspective. We got to use the facts. 646, that is a number. Kidnapped or abducted, that's a lot of 80-some-year-olds in a 5-year period. 646 of them. What? Who going around snatching grandmas? That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying when I first heard the story, I'm thinking, man, come on, man, an 84-year-old, that just sounds funky. Something ain't right with that story. Something ain't right. Let's keep moving on, okay? Now, she's abducted. I got to tell a little bit of the story, okay? So, first of all, her daughter, Samantha, works for the Today Show. Don't you think that's an important clue in the story? We going over the facts and the stats. A lot of us, y'all get down in the comments. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all heard of the story of Nancy Guthrie, her kidnapping. So y'all have your opinions and we could talk about it. But I'm saying, okay, an 84-year-old woman's kidnapped, and the second most important thing to me, some people might say it's the first most important thing. But I'm saying, when you tell me that an 84-year-old woman was kidnapped, I'm going to say to myself, that's strange. But that might just be my perspective. But the second most important thing to me is like, who is this 84-year-old woman? Because that's important. Because I'm saying the average grandma ain't got no beef, man. Rest in peace to Etha Stubbs. That's my grandmother, man. She passed away a few years back. She was 88 years old. And I'm saying, when Etha was younger, she's trying to probably like how you look at us and our family, man, we some rambunctious people. I was talking to my mama yesterday. My mama should have been a lawyer, bro. She'll go get it. She'll get on you. That's just what we are. That's just our nature. But grandma, when she was younger, she probably had that in her. But my memory of my grandmother was a sweet, kind, gentle soul who's always laughing. She always cracking jokes. That's where we got that from. We be cracking on you, bro. She always smiling. She loved Chinese food. That's where I got that from. You know what I'm saying? I took my grandma Chinese food. I'm thinking in my mind, who grandma got beef with, man? Grandma ain't got beef with nobody. I'm saying, you know, we all live different lives in our past, and some of us, our past are more than others, but I'm saying that's the very first thing. So after you get past the point that grandma didn't have beef with nobody, you saying, who is grandma? Oh, well, grandma, she is a ghostwriter's grandma. That changes the perspective of the story a little bit, right? If somebody grandma gets snatched up and you talking about, who grandma is that? Oh, that was the Supreme Leader's grandma. Or that was President Trump's grandma. Or whoever's grandma it is, to me, that changes the whole story. Because the first perspective is that grandmas don't get snatched. We move outside the perspectives in the law, you know what I'm saying? That opposing attorney gonna come with facts and stats. So the second thing I'm looking at when I investigate this, I'm saying, okay, who grandma that was? Oh, she a host of the Today Show. Oh, so that give you a whole different light on that. That give me a whole different light on that. Listen, I don't know Samantha Guthrie personally, and I don't know her politics, and we not trying to do that. I'm not an investigator. I am an investigator in the sense of my own business, of Miller Wright Legal, LLC. Like I told you, an award, not an award, might as well be an award. Second highest court in America. I want to appeal in that, unlicensed. Only 1,000 people in the history, less than 1,000 souls in the history of America that have dared to practice or do anything with the law without a law license won in that court. So I know a little bit something about something. I've done investigations for attorneys before. So I'm saying, if I'm finna run this investigation, when you tell me that her daughter was on the Today Show, man, that's gonna make it look a whole lot different for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's number two. It's not really, you could say, something that's weird or strange or off, but I'm saying things to point out is her daughter was on the Today Show. Her daughter is a host of the Today Show. That's number two, okay? Number three, after she's reported missing or after she gone, okay, we start getting messages. Okay, what happened to grandma? Where grandma at? Okay, so we start getting messages. So the first message that we get, this is what I want you to focus on, was sent to a news media. Hold on, Ghost. Let's break this down for you real quick, okay? So somebody go and snatch. I'm an investigator. We investigating. I'm not Candace Owens. Shout out Candace Owens. That girl, the truth, baby. I love Candace, man. I love how she do her podcast. I love her investigations. I love her zeal and search for the truth. I love that she doesn't take anything for an answer. That's important. That's very important. And she has the courage and boldness. That girl should have been a prosecutor. That's what her calling is. A prosecutor, she should have done something in the law. I hear her speak so eloquently about the law. Let's get off Candace though, and let's go back to Ghost and his investigate. We investigators, okay? So you come to me and tell me that an 84-year-old grandma got snatched. We went over that. We talk about whose grandma this was, whose mama this was. This was Samantha Guthrie's mama, man. That makes a big difference to me. And so number 3, grandma then got abducted and there's a ransom note. So you say, okay, Ghost, you just tripping. It's a famous, rich, wealthy woman. They snatch her mama and they just trying to get money. So you just tripping, Ghost. Conspiracy theories. You and Candace. Ain't nothing else going on. You know what I'm saying? It's just some dude just snatch her mama, bro, just trying to get some bread. Listen, I'm a litigator. So I have to play devil's advocate. I need to know what that opposing attorney is thinking and how he's going to come at me. That's what I'm saying. When we start talking politics and y'all get on y'all one-legged kick, look, I'm on my one-legged kick, tax the rich. That's my one-legged kick, tax the rich. But when the Republican come to me and I'm going to hear his side of the story too. I'm going to let him litigate, let him cook. If he right, he right. If he wrong, you wrong. You could be wrong too in the court. You talking about these are lives on the stake. A woman has lost her life or a woman is missing. And on the other side, somebody is guilty. So I'm saying we ain't got no place, or we not supposed to have no place in the law for any kind of prejudice. We're not supposed to have no kind of place for any kind of respect to a person. That's why I'm saying perspectives. Y'all get it now? I'm bringing it in. You got to kick your perspective out and we got to follow the facts and the law. It's not about how you feel. Not in the law. If you are a rich man, you think the law is about how you feel. We see that with President Trump. You see what I'm saying? It's about what you think you could get away with, because rich people have a different set of rules than us regular Americans do. But I'm saying you got to get out of all of that and you got to stay focused and zoned in. So fact number 3 is, or anomaly number 3, that I want to bring up, something so weird in this case is that whenever it's a ransom note for grandma. Okay? So ghost tripping, it ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It's just that Samantha Guthrie is rich and she's famous. This could happen to any rich and famous person. Their kinfolks could get snatched. That's what happened to her. And there's a ransom note. It's just for the money. But where's the ransom note at? Who got the ransom note? It was sent to the media. It was sent to the media. Let me make it make sense. Let's make this make sense for me. I snatch your grandma and I want to get some money from your grandma. Listen, let me say it right. I snatch your mama, the Today host mama. I go snatch her and I got a ransom. I want to get money for Nancy Guthrie. So I'm going to send a ransom note to the media. You got to make that make sense for me. That don't make no sense for me. What you sending it to the media for? Because I'm saying if you send it to her family, then her family going to take that note to FBI. And we know for right now, ain't no eyeballs gonna be on that for right now. A lot of us regular people ain't even gonna know that they have a ransom note. You get that? So I'm saying, if you don't send the note to the media, if you just send it to the family, then the note goes to the family and say, Samantha gets the note or someone in the family. From there, they gonna take the note to the police, the FBI. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a kidnapping, this an abduction. In the FBI, this their wheelhouse, they gonna take the note to the feds. And the feds, then, they real good at this. The FBI, they real good at recovering people, man. They're really good at this. I want to make that point so you understand this. So the feds will get that. The feds definitely not going to take the note to the media. The feds might take information if they need help from the public to the media, but they're not going to take the note to the media in the middle of the investigation. What I'm trying to tell you is this dude who is seeking money for kidnapping sends the note to the media and not the family. That to me puts it right back in the weird category. That to me puts it back. When you get out of perspectives, when it's not about your perspectives and you following the facts and the law, that's something that I don't think Candace breaks down as good as I could break down. I'm going to break that down. Candace is doing a debate. If you guys don't know, see, this you don't know, so I'll tell you guys this, okay? So Charlie Kirk is murdered. It's on TV. We all see it. They got a guy that they said that did it. Candace is saying that she don't think that he did it. She says she thinks that the guy that the feds say killed him was there, but he's not the one pulled the trigger. She says she's not even sure. You see what I'm saying? She's following a certain facts, but a lot of it might be her perception. But it's cool for you to get perceptions whenever you investigating a crime, but it's got to be within a set of parameters. You understand that? It's got to be within the facts and the law. If it's not within the facts and the law, I'm saying that it's not going to work. It's just a conspiracy theory. Y'all see how I'm cooking it today? And it's a reason why I'm doing it like this. I'm trying to show y'all how to do investigations. You're going to have a perception. You're human. It's your perception that's going to solve the crime, but the perception got to come from a certain spot. My perceptions, they're going to understand it. I'm giving it to you. An 84-year-old grandma getting snatched, that never happens. That's weird. Hold on a second, Ghost. What's the facts, the stats, and the data say? Oh, well, in the last 5 years in America, you had 250,000 kidnappings. 75% of those are women. That's over 175,000 women that were kidnapped in 5 years, and 646 were in their 80s. So it is a fact more than 500 cases, more than 100 grandmas, or more than 180-year-old plus women are abducted every year. So even though looking at 646 compared to 175,000, that's a fraction of 1%. A fraction of 1%. But even so, I'm saying, like, you got to still realize and you got to still understand that over 100 of them, so it happens. You say, what's fact number two? Fact number two is it's rare. It's seldom. See, rare and seldom is not a perception. It's seldom and very rare. Very, very rare that you'll have an 80-year-old kidnapped, but it does happen. That's, you see how we're not out of perception. I'm using a word that's a perception-like word, seldom and rare. How do you define that in court? You see what I'm saying? Seldom and rare. You see, but because of you not using, you can't put your perception before you understand the facts and the law. The facts is everything. We're breaking down the facts. From that perception of it being Samantha Guthrie, a Today host mom, I know every last one of y'all thought something in your mind. If you never said it aloud, when you found out that it was Samantha Guthrie's mom, a host on the Today Show that was abducted, I know y'all thought something. I'm not saying what you thought. I'm not saying you went left, you went right, you went into politics, you went into outer space, but you thought something. Okay? Now, if we do an investigation and we use the stats and facts, I don't have to get all this data for you, but a large number of rich and famous people, popular people's parents or grandparents or family members are abducted for whatever reason. Okay? So I'm saying that puts it back into the kind of like the normality column. I'm saying I don't see how you can make it too abnormal. Over 180-year-old women get abducted every single year. Samantha Guthrie is famous and she's rich. So that is kind of like if 100 women, if you're gonna abduct an old woman, then a famous rich person, it seemed like that would be one of the 100 old women that's getting abducted every year. That's not abnormal. Okay, so to go along with that thought, we get a ransom note. So that makes it seem even more normal. Like your perception is all the way off talking about a conspiracy to this point. But when you tell me that the ransom note was directed to the media instead of to the family, then I'm thinking in my mind, well, the ransom note is for attention. This for attention. Right, wrong, or indifferent. What else would you give, send a note to the media for something that could get you life in prison? You sending a note to the media about something that could get you 100 years, what else would you do it for? Don't that seem like that's for attention in some kind of way? Some kind of attention, right? That just don't seem normal. That's our, if we look at the numbers, the data and the facts, that's outside of what happens in kidnapping cases. So see, that perception is not off when you say that you sent a letter to the media. Not skipping forward, but staying on these notes, because 2 notes were sent to the media, and I don't know if they ever contacted the family. That don't make no sense to me. But the second note that was sent to the media, it was sent some days after the first note. And that second note announced that Nancy Guthrie had passed away. Now, I don't have the text of the notes, or I don't have the notes, but I'm going to tell you something that I observed from this. Number one, we've already said it's weird that you sending ransom notes to the media instead of the family. It's like you want it to be known, because this is a popular case. Everyone knows who Samantha Guthrie is. You want it to be known. Whatever's going on in the case, you want it to go straight to the media. You know the family might not take it to the media. The FBI definitely isn't. So they want it to go to the media, so we know that. That's not a perception. The second thing about it is, when observing the text of the ransom notes, I'm not saying that you could have had some nice, polite computer nerd who was requesting to get paid in Bitcoin, and they were really thinking that they were gonna kidnap Samantha Guthrie's mother and get a ransom from it and get paid from it. I'm saying that could be possible, but when I was reading these notes, man, this is a very polite killer. This is a very polite abductor. This is a very polite kidnapper. We're gonna, this part I'm adding, we're gonna send a letter to the media. And then this pretty much what the note's saying. I'm paraphrasing, but sorry we took your mother. We didn't realize her health conditions were that serious. But she passed away shortly after we took her. And we do apologize about that. We're sorry about that. Mic drop, we out. What? I'm talking about, bro, that letter was so polite. It was so well written. It was so well spoken. And I'm talking about you sending these ransom letters to the media. What? Man, I'm saying that right there, that's just starts sounding fishy. It sounds weird to me, man. It's just something in my stomach telling me that don't sound right. What in the world are you sending letters to the media? Listen, the woman, her mama, Samantha, she works in the media. That does something to me, man. Samantha Guthrie works in the media. You want some money for this woman you abducted, but we looking at you, or we thinking you just a regular person that's abducting a rich and famous person. It ain't got nothing to do with her politics. It ain't got nothing to do with no contract or no beef with nobody or no crazy stuff. It ain't got nothing to do with that, Ghost. You tripping. He just abducting a rich woman for some money. Okay, we'll go with that. 100 old women abducted every year, that perspective, but then you sending the money, you sending ransom notes. You want the money. You want money from stealing this woman's mama, okay? So I'ma send this note to the media so it could get broadcast across the world. It's just that's usually not criminal behavior. You see what I'm saying? Are you a criminal? Have you committed crimes before? Have you been convicted of crimes before? I'm saying all of us, we committed a crime before. If you old enough, have you been convicted for it? Have you went to jail, been through the system? I know criminal behavior, man. When you finna commit a crime, you're not just gonna go to the media or go jump on the camera and just go murder somebody. You don't want nobody knowing about it. You want it to be quiet. I mean, you automatically assume that the law enforcement and the FBI gonna get involved. It don't matter if you tell them not to go or not. But I'm saying Samantha Guthrie, I'm saying I'm sure she gonna pay the money. She was gonna pay you the money. I'm saying, why you send a note to the media? That's crazy. The woman gonna pay you the money. She know her mama need the medicine. She know her mama ain't gonna survive that long. She gonna give you the money, you idiot. All you gotta do is send her the note. She might would've went to the feds after you got the Bitcoin. You could've got the Bitcoin before she even went to the feds. She probably thought going to the feds might not be the best idea at this second. Let me press this button and transfer this Bitcoin and get my mama back. When I go get my mama back, after you got the Bitcoin, then we could go to the feds. Or maybe the fed, they gonna be involved somewhere. But I'm saying I just want my mama back. But you won't even send me the letter. You sending a ransom note to the media. That don't make no sense. That starts looking like something in the milk ain't clean, man. You see what I'm saying? You cooking with the wrong grease right now. And then to add the insult to injury, I'm just looking at the language in this letter, and I'm just reading this letter. The second letter, after he said the mama had passed away, the second letter that I'm reading this letter, I'm like, man, this is a polite killer, man. This is the most polite killer I've ever seen in my life. I'm saying, in my opinion, after you kidnap this woman, right? And then you kidnap the woman and you send a ransom letter to the media. Maybe you think you smart, or like you trying to let's get back to thinking devil's advocate. We always got to do that. Hey, Ghost, I know a reason why he sent the letter to the media. He sent the letter to the media because he knew it was going to be broadcasted and he could get his message out without sending it to the family. That don't make no sense still, because the FBI still got their hands. They gonna get their hands on the communication regardless of where you send it to. You know what I'm saying? But say just, okay, he sent it to the media. You got a legitimate reason why he sent a ransom note to the media instead of the family. Let's just say you come up with it. What I'm trying to tell you is, it's still in all, when I'm reading the ransom letter, I'm trying to, that's what the FBI do. You investigating profilers. You trying to see who grabbed her. We investigating who grabbed her. That's what we trying to do. But when I'm saying I'm reading that second letter, first of all, if I grabbed her mama and her mama died, I'm a killer. I'm a kidnapper. Well, she just dead. We done moved on about the business, or I'ma still be trying to act like she alive and still trying to get the money for her. One of the two. But I'm saying I'm not gonna, like I'm saying, look, you trying to get millions. You trying to get millions of dollars. You done snatched this woman. You a killer or a kidnapper. So I'm saying, why would I tell you at any point, first of all, that she had passed away? Why would I do that? That's crazy. First of all, why would I send it to the media? Now it's all over TV everywhere. So I'm saying I can't sleep at night. I'm looking out the window. That's what I'm saying. Are you a criminal? Because I'm saying what's going on inside of these people whenever they doing wrong, you scared. You don't want no attention. You want the less people knowing or talking about this as possible. If you can, you just want to get the money and get down. But I'm saying, you done went to the media and I'm saying now you done snatched her. You saying you didn't know ABCD about her and she done passed away. But I'm saying, are you really took her for money? Because if you took her for money, at what point will you tell her that she passed away and you ain't got paid yet? That don't make no sense. I'm saying, of course they gonna ask for proof of life video. I would have took fake proof of life video when I first kidnapped her. Just in case anything could happen. I'm just gonna try to get the money to the very end. That's why you took her, right? Isn't that the reason you took her, for the money? So I'm saying, if you took her for the money, why you tap out on the money at any point? At any point while you tap out on the money, who else know that she dead besides you? Ain't nobody else know she dead besides you and your cohorts. Unless he were working alone. So I'm saying no one else knows she dead, but I'm saying, so why would you be telling the family she dead? That's number one. If you kidnapped her in the first place for money. And then number two, when I'm looking at the way that he writing this letter, that don't look like no handwriting or no letter that's written by a killer, man. All of that just seemed like that script just fouled up. That whole script fouled up. I'm talking about, guys, that's 35 minutes. And I'm going to tell y'all one more thing before we start having a discussion. But that's 35 minutes. And I told y'all I looked at it from reason and logic. 180-plus-year-old women, regardless of how weird it sounds, 180-plus-year-old women are abducted yearly. Kidnapped, go missing. So out that 100, I'm saying we all know that it's common sense. A layman, you don't need stats and facts to understand the law. That, Samantha Guthrie, she rich. So we gonna kidnap her mama for money. It's just a regular kidnapping. Where it start getting weird is that ransom note. That's where it get weird. Because you sending it to the media instead of the family. So to me, this is about the story. This is not about money. That's where I go to the left. See, it's not about a perspective. It is about a perspective, but it's about a correct perspective. That's how being good at what I do, being the best at what I do, you got to get to the right place. Everybody has a perspective. The judge has a perspective. A liberal judge's perspective is going to be different than a conservative judge's perspective. All of them have perspectives. All of them interpret the law different. Let me break this down to you before I go to this last point better about the perspective, because that's important. It's very important. In Mississippi, they have a stand your ground law or a self-defense law. This is across the South. I'm talking about Mississippi. When I was in my paralegal class, my teacher, who was an attorney, she taught me this. In Mississippi, say if I break in your house, a common thought is that when somebody is inside your residence, you could just shoot them. Self-defense. Mississippi, they breaking in your house, you in fear for your life. I got to protect my family power. You shoot them dead. Self-defense. You get away with it. A common thought or misconception is, we hear people say, shoot them and drag them in your yard. This the South, boy. If you're in my yard, my property, I got a right to protect my yard property, shoot them. But you know what I learned in my paralegal class? If you laying in the bed, sleep, with you and your family, and you hear some rustling in your house. So like everybody in Mississippi, you grab whatever your choice of weapon is. I probably get a Glock 45, blow a hole through that boy. You hear me? I'm talking about some that'll blow a hole through him, the wall, and everything else on the other side. That's what I believe. I ain't gonna play with you. I got my wife and my babies in this house. I'm going to protect them. This is the duty God gave me to do, to protect this woman and these children. So I'm going to grab this Glock 45 and I'm finna go to the front of the house, baby. You know Ghost, man. You ain't what a rustling. You know what I'm saying? She called the police. We ain't got time for that. By the time they get here, everybody be dead. You know what I'm saying? So like, hey, nah, where the rustling at? If I go and see an abductor in my house, an intruder, I'm telling you what the law says. See, this is where perception will get you. If he has his back to me, and if he's fleeing, even if he in your house, if he got his back to you and he fleeing, in Mississippi, if you shoot that man in the back, they gonna be trying to charge you with murder. Yeah, this dude is in your house. He in your house with your wife and your kids. He didn't think about this legitly in real life. No game. A man that broke in your house with your wife and your kids. He turning around to flee and his back to you. You know how much adrenaline you will have if you come around the corner and see somebody in your house at 4 o'clock in the morning? with your wife and kids in there, bruh. But if you shoot him in the back and he is obviously fleeing, then they could charge you with murder. That's not self-defense. So when you get the judge who's gonna try that case, he's gonna have a perspective. And it can be different even though the law is the same. That's what I was telling y'all earlier throughout this live stream. That's why it don't make sense at first, but I want you to get in a certain frame of mind, a certain way of thinking, the way I'm thinking, so we'll be on the same page when I start delivering or litigating my case. Perspective. So I went through the perspectives, throughout the facts, the major points of the case, and at the end of it, I'm showing you I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Just like when Candace went and debated the dude, she might not break it all the way down, but she's showing you why she got to logical conclusions that this guy did not kill Charlie Kirk. And if he did, he probably didn't act alone. Something in the milk ain't clean. This is why I'm telling you something in Samantha Guthrie's case is not. Everything else, even though it sound funny to me. Y'all see how I did that? That an 80-year-old got kidnapped. I think I even said on the live stream, 80-year-olds don't get kidnapped because they usually don't. You're not wrong for saying that. 100 out of 1 to 100 out of 175,000. 646 women out of 175,000 plus. Less than 1,000. That's like 1 out of 200 or 1 out of 300 chance if you are abducted to be an old person. You see what I'm saying? It's very low odds of probability. So you saying that old people don't get abducted, that's basically about right. They usually don't, but 100 a year, that's a pretty good number. If you saying that it don't happen, but it does. Her being rich and famous, well, you know what I'm saying? That makes sense. That's what they do. You gonna charge for a ransom because he asked for a ransom next. But that's where you lose me, to where it's not a regular situation. That man wasn't looking for no money. That's why you don't send it to her. Because if you really looking for those millions of dollars in Bitcoin, you gonna send that to her because that transaction that happened instantaneously. I'm saying as soon as you get that transmission to her, she might call the FBI. She probably gonna stall. It's probably gonna take her a second to get everything in order, but you know quickly if you send it to her, you know quickly without a lot of hoopla, that stuff will go ahead and happen, and you could be all the way across the world if you ain't already. You'd be trying to get there ASAP. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying you go to the media. Oh, that's about the attention right there. That's something else going on. That's not somebody trying to get money, man. Let's be real. That's where common sense and logic and reason. See, you a good investigator. I'm showing you how to be a good investigator. You want to look at it for both sides. But I'm saying, even if I know that, okay, him sending that to the media instead of the family, okay, even if I know, okay, that never happens. FBI, that's the first red flag. But I'm telling you, I hadn't researched that, but I guarantee you, if you let the first, but even if you say that's normal, I'm saying after he had snatched her, and I'm saying he gonna send another letter saying she died. So that's either furthermore telling me that you're not caring about no money. Because if you still waiting on the money, you're going to be trying to send some fake proof of life, or you're going to be doing something to still be trying to get the money. But you're going to send a very polite letter, seem like it was written by some kind of professional, to tell you the truth. You're going to send a very polite letter that seems like it was written by a professional saying that I'm so sorry. I regret that she passed away. Man, I'm saying that wasn't nobody trying to get no money. And that ain't no conspiracy theory. And that ain't no everything I'm saying or doing is in logic. We not finished yet. Y'all keep on going down below in the comments. I got something else to tell y'all, and then we gonna get down and discuss that. and almost anything else you guys want to discuss. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask for y'all, yes. I ask you guys to please double tap your screen right now. That helps us in the algorithm. If you on a cell phone, it's free to show somebody some love. Double tap the screen, like the video. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, man. We have very lively political conversations. But besides the political conversations, man, I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. I mean, you know, the internet has solved so many murders. You will not believe. See, back in the day, the police used to come to us and ask us for helps and tips in solving the murders. But over the years, we have become increasingly untrusting of the police and of you know what I'm saying, in certain situations, in certain investigations. So due to the internet, due to artificial intelligence, other things, we started investigating things ourselves. Here's the thing for me though, okay? As far as the FBI and as far as that part of their investigation, here's the thing for me, okay, guys? Y'all ride with me on this. 10 days after she was reported missing, we talking about Nancy Guthrie, okay? 10 days after, the FBI recovered a chilling doorbell camera images. I know y'all seen this. You know what I'm saying? We could have done it. I'm sure you guys have heard the story of Nancy Guthrie to this point a million times. That's why I didn't try to come on here and try to bore you with the story. And like, I ain't a news reporter, okay? We investigating something. And I'm telling you, me knowing the story, thinking you knowing the story, I'm going through all the points that I see and telling you the conclusion and why the conclusion I got to that conclusion. Okay, here is one of the most perplexing things to me. 10 days after Nancy Guthrie was reported missing, the FBI recovered chilling doorbell images of an armed and masked man outside her home on the morning appearance. How many of us seen those videos? See, this is why I need to be screen sharing right now, because I'll be showing y'all those videos of an armed masked man outside her house. I'm talking about playing with the video camera. I'm saying they done seen him. They got his facial recognition and everything. If this guy ain't the one who kidnapped her, who is? I'm saying it's not like you really got to go out there searching for a suspect. I don't see how it's a cold case still. I don't see how the FBI cannot catch that man. Real talk. Because the man on the video camera, you could say a suspect, man, he the one kidnapped her. Or he didn't have kidnapped her, he was with her. He was with the kidnappers. Definitely. He at her house, he committed some kind of crime. All you got to do is find him and you probably going to get to the bottom of it. That's going to be the end of it. Because I can't sit on here. I'm not the type of person, and I'm going to, listen, I'm going to tell you something in the milk ain't clean, but I don't know. We're going to have to figure out what's in it, or we can't figure it out. Maybe we can, but let law enforcement figure out what's in the milk that's not clean. But I'm just saying something there is just not clean. Something ain't right. Something is off. Something is off. That's not my perception. That is my perception, but my perception is based in fact and reason. Something off. Something in that story ain't right. But I'm saying through everything we discussed in the first 50 minutes of this live stream, to me the most, or one of the most important things is that the dude who abducted her, or if you say that he didn't abduct her, whatever, he was at her house earlier on the video camera disabling, trying to disable. None of that matters. He on camera. The FBI released the video. I seen the video. The man on camera diddly-daddly, fool around. When you think if it, so I'm saying, why we can't track that man and find him? Why we can't find him? How do you find him? That's how we gonna talk about it this morning, man. It's not like we helping the FBI do their job. How do they find him? I know he got some kind of clothing on. He had a mask on, didn't he? I'm saying he got something on, man. He got something on. Somebody seen him in the neighborhood, something. How can you not find the dude? You got the video, you got the camera. You got him on camera. You got enough of what you need in your investigation. I'm saying in a case like this, in 2026, I'm saying to think in our mind that with all the advanced technology, to include artificial intelligence, that we would not be able to solve a case or a mystery like this, the 50s or the 60s. But what I'm saying is that, thank God, like, you kind of know not who it is, but I'm saying you got everything you need really to try to find them or track them down. You see what I'm saying? So the FBI not solving this Nancy Guthrie case or bringing that dude on camera, at least in for questioning, is very disheartening. And in my opinion, that adds to the mystery or the mystique of it. In my opinion, the Federal Bureau of Investigation releasing a video of a masked man on camera, and you trying to tell me in 2026, with how advanced our technology is, you have no idea who that is, can't track them down, can't make an arrest. To me, that adds more to the mystery of this case. Something in the milk is not clean. Period. We could circle back to Nolan Wells, since we talked about Nolan Wells on the first, since we brought back the first episode of Guilty or Innocent. We could talk about that. We could talk about whatever you guys want to. But I'm saying, as far as this Nancy Guthrie case, I don't know what it is. I don't know. If I was Samantha Guthrie, I would have been hired my own independent, private, non-political investigators. Because I'm saying something in this situation is not clean. You got the Today host mother was abducted. You have her abductors sending ransom letters to the media. And then you have him send another one being so polite, like it was a professionally written letter saying that she was dead and I'm sorry. You got a man who's on camera messing with the at her house, and I'm saying we ain't got, and you saying this finna be a cold case, man. Something ain't right in this situation, man. Something smell funny, smell funky, man. Something off. I'm saying you call me to investigate, that's what I'm gonna tell you now. You gotta pay me a whole lot of money to go catch the killer, because I could catch him. You understand that I could catch him. With the right equipment, with the right resources, with the right money, with the right facts, with the right information, I could catch him. He ain't smarter than me. I don't care if it was the government related. They not smarter than me. I'm a know at the end of it. But that's not, I'm not getting paid to do that. That's not my job, and that's not what we on here on Legal Wars Live to do. All I'm gonna tell you with Nolan Wells, they still investigate. We talked about that last time. The DA then went ahead and said that it's a murder investigation, because I believe that Nolan Wells was killed. I can't tell you who killed him, because I'm not, that's what I'm saying. I don't do that. I don't draw conclusions like that. I can't tell you who killed John F. Kennedy. I'm not going to draw the conclusions like that. I understand. One of the smart, when I first started getting real wisdom, is when I realized that I don't know everything. Let's just be real. I'm gonna just go off the stats and the facts and the data that I do have, and I'm gonna be able to draw a conclusion for what I do, where I am. What I'm saying is, with that Nancy Guthrie case, the guy who we know or we believe who did it, you got him on camera. I don't care if he got a mask on or not. The police, this is what they do. This is what they specialize in. You got to be able to bring him to justice. To me, you got enough of what you need to be able to solve this case. But all I'm trying to tell you guys is that something in that Nancy Guthrie case, something in the milk is not clean. I do not like it at all. Something ain't right in that case. That ain't just no regular dude picking no regular rich famous person, no regular kidnapping, trying to get regular Bitcoin or money, and then writing a regular letter and telling them that she regularly died, and the FBI regularly got him on. Nah. You could run game on somebody else. You ain't running no game on me. And I'm showing you how I showed y'all how this ain't no conspiracy theory. This just something off. That's why I didn't want to do solving the mystery. I wanted to do guilty or innocent. If we did solving the mystery, then it's like we got to solve the mystery. I don't got to solve the mystery. I'm going to just do my investigation, facts, law. Nah, something in the milk ain't clean. If you guys haven't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. They saying we gonna talk about a little about Nolan Wells, because we talked about it last time. Somebody said they choked him out. You saying that about Nolan Wells? Who is somebody? Who is who? Who is he? Who is he choked Nolan Wells out? That's what I'm saying. Who's he? I don't understand. Y'all tell me who choked, what he went too far. Hold on, Bart did it. So listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this, okay? You don't know who killed Nolan. How you know? And I'm saying, if you know, I'm saying why the DA hadn't brought the charges to the grand jury, or why we all don't know. Why CNN hadn't said that A, B, C, or D, or this person was charged, or, because we don't know. I told you that from the get-go. I said we don't know. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. When the first live stream we did, because we're going to do Nolan Wells again whenever we do know, okay? Because that's important that we get justice for that. The first live stream that we did, what I told you guys is, I don't think that the boys committed that murder. That's what I said. If you ask me today, and now I'm going to tell you, I don't know that whether or not they did it. I'll stand and say that I don't think they did it based on the premises of race. I'm almost positive about that. I don't think that they killed. It wasn't like it's a 60s version, or not even a 60s version of Mississippi. It's not a version of Mississippi like in Jackson, Mississippi, where you find a college student hanging from a tree. You see what I'm saying? In Mississippi, you had a college student hanging from a tree. See, you look at that, and that look like that's clear racism, in my opinion. Well, what I'm trying to tell you guys this morning is I'm looking at a situation where I'm looking at the Nolan Wells case. I don't think they killed Nolan based on race. I don't think that the killing of Nolan was based on Nolan's race. I don't think it was like a KKK lynching or any of the sort. That's what I'm saying. That's my opinion of the situation. But me saying that the boys didn't do it, I really can't say that now. I can't say that they didn't. I'm just saying, get more facts of the case. Like, I know that, like, he was talking to Katie that day. And I know that some people didn't like the fact that he was talking to Katie. And it's probably some things Nolan, he grew up with the guys. This is just my perspective. This is my perspective. And you guys know how I give my perspectives. So you should be able to respect this better if you watch this whole live stream. You know that Nolan was chilling with the guys. Those were his friends. Those were his boys. I know within a group of boys, they're competitive. Always have been, always will be. These weren't regular boys. These were athletes. Someone said Bart's name. Bart is a punter for the University of Wyoming. He's an athlete. He plays football. He's going to be competitive. Nolan is a wide receiver he was a wide receiver for a college, a junior college in Mississippi, South Mississippi. So you know he played football. He's competitive. Those boys play football. They've probably been competitive with each other their whole life. Y'all know how it is with boys. Who could run faster, who could jump higher, who could catch the ball, who could punt further. They're competitive with everything in their lives. That's what little boys do. Little boys be fight, they be boxing. That's just humans. That's nature. That's with all of species. I be watching the pigeons around here. The pigeons be fighting to the death to see who can mate with the females. That's all through nature. Understand that. Now, me saying that or realizing that, I think a situation can develop where, you know, they've been being competitive about things other than just sports. You see what I'm saying? They probably were competitive about females as well. Me and my friends are. Why him and his friends wouldn't be? They probably were competitive about females as well and some other things. So me understanding that and knowing what I know, an accident can happen. I'm not saying an accident can happen. What I told you guys on that first live stream, I stand on it. I don't think them boys did it based on race, and I don't think it happened on the boat that he came in on. Those two things I stand on. The rest of that, I really don't. From my understanding, they had a few boats out there with him. It was a bunch of boats, and it was a bunch of people. So he could have ended up on any of those boats with any of the people, or the accident could have happened before the boat or before the people. I heard people show pictures with a bunch of life vests and saying Nolan was on one of the boats under the life vest. I heard a whole bunch of stuff. I don't get into assumptions and start just blaming people. What I'm saying is someone on the live stream saying Bart did it. I'm saying you could say, I think that Bart probably had something or knowledge to do with it. You can't say that Bart did it. If you did, why Bart ain't in handcuffs? Why Bart ain't going before the grand jury? I'm saying you could say that you believe the system in Mississippi is racist. You have reasons to say that, definitely. But I'm saying his mama understood that. His mama believed that due to the fact that it was a bunch of rich white kids in Mississippi, that her black son could not get justice. So she went and got racial people, involved people. You understand that? She went and got Benjamin Crump. She went and got, but I'm saying, so that being said, we should be able to trust the system now. Not based on the sheriff or anybody in that community, but based on the fact that she does have civil rights fighters down in the area or in that system that's helping fight for justice to recover what happened with her son. That being said, then I'm saying let's wait till the investigators come out and say Bart did it. Let's wait for the investigators to come out and say he died like A, B, C, or D. Now, you saying your opinion, ain't nobody could sue you for feeling how you feel. I could listen to a group of facts or a group of what happened on the case, and I can automatically assume or feel anything that I want to. You can't do nothing about my feelings. I just got to let it be known this is my opinion, and my opinion, this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm creating content. I'm allowed to do that. I'm saying if you don't want your name being said, sir, you should, or your son's name or whoever lawyer you got, he shouldn't have been involved in the situation. He should have stayed at home. Dude asked me to go to the club. I'm not going to no club. I'm going to stay at home. That's how my name ain't getting brought up on no list, because I was at the house in the bed. I wasn't out on no Ship Island. It ain't nothing wrong with going to Ship Island, but somebody died in y'all's company. So you gonna get a hard time, buddy. You can hire whatever lawyers you want to hire. That's not gonna stop them from putting handcuffs on you if that evidence said that you did it. If you did it, you did it. If you didn't do it, you didn't do it. I'm pretty sure if he didn't do it, he ain't gonna get convicted. Not them boys. I'm pretty sure if them boys didn't do it, they not gonna get convicted. But if they did it, they did it. But I'm saying you don't want somebody to talk about the search for justice. We gonna look and search for justice. And whatever we could come up with, man, that's what we could come up with. Somebody said, oh, listen, the system in is racist as F. Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't say racist as F in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, but yeah, the system, listen, the system in America is kind of racist. In all of America, not just in Mississippi. It's the system that was racist in the Jim Crow and everything. The police was the slave patrol. The whole system was geared to keep minorities and black people down. The system was. So you saying the system in Mississippi racist? Somebody said kind of racist, or as racist as F? Yeah, the system is. That's what the problem is. His mama, look, them boys, if they were competitive, they were being competitive, and you know what I'm saying, they were telling Nolan to come on. He wanted his phone. He wanted to stay out there. They didn't want him to stay out there and holler at Katie. They had some kind of argument. The girl knows. That's what I'm playing, because somebody said the girl knows. I believe Katie know everything. I think Katie knows everything. She said Nolan told me he was, or she said she assumed he was getting on the boat. Yeah, and she knew Nolan got on that boat. She just trying not to get in it. It's a fact that they called Katie after they left the island. No, I'm not, listen, and when we say they, that's what I'm saying. You start, because I would understand how they feel too. You might be talking about Bart. You might be talking about the three he came there with. You might be talking about any, because it's a whole group of them. So I'm saying somebody in y'all group called Katie, because somebody in y'all group, y'all know what happened to Nolan. Regardless, it's too many people. See, a couple hundred people out there. Boy, probably about 400-500 people out there in that small little space. It's too many people out there for y'all not to know what happened to Nolan Wells. And for the sheriff to come out and just say he drowned, and you not to have enough information, not wanting to go through your checklist and do the investigation, that's everything that I need to know why his mama went and called Ben Crump. I would have too, because she know he ain't going to get no justice no other way due to the whose kids we talking about. Not necessarily that got to do with race in the boys' situation. I don't think the boys looking at Nolan and saying that, hey, Nolan is black, so we got to do this to Nolan because he's black. That's not what happened. Because Nolan might have been black, he don't look like them. Nolan might have done a little bit better with the girls. You know, he exotic. He Filipino and half black. He got that kind of hair. I'm from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? You got the white, it's a lot of mixed kids and stuff like that going to Mississippi. I'm saying he might have seen, like, you know what I'm saying? And he like, man, Nolan, he always getting the girls. And you know they drinking and they crunked up. And Nolan probably talking smack to him. Yeah, boy, that's why I took your girl. Yeah, I get more girls than you. I take your girl. And then we don't know what happened. But what I'm saying is all them people out there on that island, it's more than 2 people know what happened to Nolan. It's more than 5 people. If it was an accident, the fact that you know, I told my mama this, if it's an accident, the fact that you're not coming clean with it, the fact that you covering it up, that's why it's not an accident no more. I'm going to tell you what Benjamin Crump, he going to want somebody's head. He going to want their head. And the fact that they didn't come clean with it, I'm telling you, because it ferociously searching for truth. That ferociously and that viciously, you know what that tell me? That tell me that, oh yeah, Ben Crump wants, he ain't gonna be no mercy or no forgiveness. Because if it was an accident, which I believe it could have been an accident, I believe it might have been an accident. I'm saying the fact that y'all didn't come out and just, you know what I'm saying? Just tell us what happened. The fact that you hiding it up and covering it up and saying that he drowned, it looked like you murdered him. That's what it looked like. And you come at me any kind of way you want to, because I'm going to just tell it the way it is. That's what it looked like. I'm saying that the DA then changed it to a murder investigation, so sue her. Because she ain't got no choice. All them powerful people down there, like, she gonna have to do the right thing. You know, she ain't trying to create no incidents in Mississippi. You feel me? You gotta do the right thing. And she said it's a murder investigation. Something happened to the boy, man. The boy did not drown. The boy didn't leave his cell phone. He didn't leave his keys. He didn't stay on the island. He was in that group of boats. I'm not saying, I told y'all last week, I don't think the 3 boys he came out there on the island did it. I don't think that he was on that boat. I stand on he wasn't on that boat. This is all I'm gonna say. I don't think that any of them did it based on his race. I think the system might not investigate it properly based on race. But I don't think them three or any of them boys did that based on race. I think it could have very well been an accident in what happened. I really believe that. And it might not have been any of Nolan friend. It might have been an outside person or outside boat that pulled up and got in that group. That's what I was thinking last week. But all I'm saying is I believe Katie know, and I believe a lot more people out there know what happened to Nolan. And because they're not coming forward and they're not coming clean with it, that's what makes it look worse than what it probably was. You know what I'm saying? They could have still got the horse playing. He could have been fighting or arguing over his phone, and it could have been an accident. But because you're trying to cover it, that's what makes it dirty. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me. It's free to show love. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. We on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, man. It's gorgeous out here. I say this is my island, man. People been talking about me moving around, man, but I promise you, as long as I'm in NYC, I'm gonna be on this island. If the city or if the state, if they love your boy Ghostwriter, they feel like they could use Ghostwriter services, the best way to get me to stay here in New York and to help you guys is to provide me with a very, very nice apartment in Manhattan. If y'all give me a very, very, very nice, important apartment in Manhattan, I promise you, I'll hold y'all down now. And y'all know I'm loyal, so it's on you. I told you I went to assist very few cities that I live in. You can ask my parents, you can ask the people that know me. I'm really not a city guy. I wasn't raised in the city. I was raised in a community of about 21,000 people. That's the whole municipality, not a neighborhood. I'm saying on the Upper West Side, the neighborhoods got over 21,000. I'm saying my whole municipality was 21,000. That's where I was raised. But I'm saying me coming to a city and saying, hey, yeah, I live in the city. This is one of the few cities that I ever live in. I love this city, man. It's real nice, man. Manhattan is safe. It's safe, it's nice, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I show y'all it all the time. You know what I'm saying? For Gifted Hands says, I love your unbiased analysis, Ghost. I appreciate that, For Gifted Hands. Like, we gonna get back. I'm gonna stay in the comments and I'll go with you guys however y'all wanna go. But I'm gonna say this real quick, man. So we got a new series called Eating and Living New York, okay? So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna start this Wednesday, Wing Night in New York. You guys, if y'all don't know, I love wings, love barbecue, love seafood. So the first episode, we're gonna do Wing Night in New York. That's this Wednesday. Then the next Wednesday, or whenever, we're gonna do is I have a craving for some seafood, so I'm gonna show y'all, you know, around New York, some restaurants, seafood restaurants. That's like culture, you know what I'm saying? We go eat at some restaurants around New York, okay? Now, episode number 3 of Eating and Living New York, you guys are gonna love it. I gotta turn the camera around for this. I'm taking you guys to the US Open. Before I came to New York, I can't count the football games, the Saints games I've been to. Who that? Y'all hear me? Before I came to New York, I can't count the number of Pelicans games in New Orleans I've been to, okay? Before I came to New York, I've been to baseball games in Houston Astros, okay? Now, understand that. So, week 4, episode 4, Eating and Living New York, we're going to a Yankees game. The Yankees ain't the Astros ain't the Yankees, okay? It's New York. It's Yankee Stadium, it's the Bronx. That's going to be huge. But what I'm trying to tell y'all, going to the US Open, that has to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Up here in New York, Eating and Living New York, y'all want to stay tuned. September 10th, episode number 3. It's 3 or 4 hours live streaming from the US Open. 3 or 4 hours going from tennis court to tennis court, showing y'all the biggest tennis stadium in the world, the biggest, best tennis tournament in the world, the US Open, man, coming soon. That's Eating and Living New York. And what I wanted to say for Gifted Hands is the way that I'm able to do that is through you guys' donations. You guys might think, hey, what's a $2 donation, a $5 donation, a $10 donation? Every time you guys donate to the channel, it goes into a bank account. And the money is sitting there, is staying there. And for any kind of things that, or projects that we got coming up that we want to do on Legal Wars Live, I'm talking about, guys, even if I'm outdoors doing these live streams, which I won't be all the time in election season, I'm saying we need a computer, we need a microphone, man. I need to be able to screen share. It'll help me make my points. The way I'm able to do that is through you guys' donations, man. Legal Wars Live, I took y'all to over 26, 27 states, content on this channel in the last 2 years. September 1st is going to be a 2-year anniversary since I did my first live stream. Y'all can scroll up the live streams and see September 1st, 2024, first live stream. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell y'all is how you donate is by hitting the button with the $sign in it. Whatever you give is appreciated, but we need to donate if we come live. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody, you being in the chat, in the comments, you know what I'm saying, us having a discussion, that's great, that's fine, and that's dandy. That's how the channel stays. I appreciate you guys more than any. But those of you guys who can't afford to donate, if we want to grow this channel, if you guys want to see Legal Wars Live in Australia or in Amsterdam, you know what I'm saying? If you guys want to go to the highest heights that we could go to, that's how we could do this, donations. Your donations are not being spent on anything else but this channel, Legal Wars Live. All of that money is going into a bank account that I'm not touching. When we start doing Eating and Live in New York, when I do the wings, when we go to the wing night, the restaurant, whatever's paid, the tip, all of that is out my pocket. It's not out of y'all donation money, which I can use y'all donation money to do that, growing the channel. I'm saying that money is staying, is growing for something bigger, better, promotions, whatever we're going to do for Legal Wars Live to take Legal Wars Live to the next level, man. That's what we trying to do. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen. Kaza Marina, what's up, what's up, what's up? Somebody said, are you going solo for gifted hands or going on a date? Man, I don't know. I'm not, it's not gonna be a date, definitely. I went on a date. I took a female to that restaurant, you know what I'm saying? But this time it's definitely, I'm live streaming from the restaurant. You see what I'm saying? I'm a live stream the atmosphere inside the restaurant. I'm a live stream the wings, live stream everything. And I'm saying it ain't doing nothing, live stream everything besides the other guests. But it doesn't do anything but promote that restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Not only to the people that you guys who watch the live stream, a lot of you guys from the South or from wherever you from, for gifted hands, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might be like, hey, I was finna go to New York, you know, go Upper West Side. I want to go see what that's like. I want to see what these luxury apartments, these $12,000, $20,000 apartments is about. I want to go sit down and eat in this neighborhood. Man, Ghost eating the wings, man. He said with the tip, man, he paid $20. He got 30 wings. What? In this rich neighborhood? And then what's that restaurant like? Listen, when we go in Uno's, I'm going to describe how New York, look, I look at Uno's as kind of like a concept, sort of like Applebee's. It's kind of like that kind of a Mary food type concept. But the difference is New York is so big on pizza. I'm not from New York, so I didn't understand that, but pizza is ginormous in New York. You guys don't understand that. It's like a staple of the city. Is pizza. So when you go in Uno's, it's like almost, you know how in Applebee's they concept, you know what I'm saying, the main dish might be chicken or steak, just different kinds, fiesta lime, whatever they come up with. What I'm saying is for with Uno's, their main staple is pizza. It's different kinds of pizza. For the people in the South, that's very interesting to them. You know what I'm saying? Just those little bitty details, you know, let you look around the restaurant. It's a very nice restaurant. So yeah, we're going to do Uno's Pizzeria and Grill first. And then the next Wednesday, I'm going to go to a seafood restaurant. You say, okay, I want to take my girl out on a date. Where can I go to? Well, it's a seafood restaurant up here on the Hudson River. And I'm saying I'm live streaming this. And we going out on the pier on the Hudson River up here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. It's gorgeous out there. We eating, we chilling, we living. Eating and living New York. And then on the 10th, man, I'm beside myself to know that we going to Flushing, Queens, to Arthur Ashe Stadium, the biggest tennis stadium in the world. I'm a sports fan. I'm a sports fanatic. I've been to 1,000 football games. New Orleans, where all I went football. I know I've been to more NFL games than New Orleans. I've been to 1,000 basketball games, bro. When I was in the military, I went to basketball game. Remember the Charlotte Hornets? I went to Charlotte Hornets basketball game. I think I went to a Philadelphia 76ers basketball game. I done went to so many New Orleans Pelicans games, I can't even count. We went to the Houston Rockets game, I think me and my pops, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Basketball games all over America. The baseball game is new to me. I started getting into baseball. I was like, man, I want to go to a baseball game. I said, Daddy, you want to go to an Astros game? You know my daddy, he like me, he a fun-loving dude. He loves sports, outdoors. He like, yeah, man, we're going to bring the family. Went to a baseball game. Man, it was so fun, man. I really enjoyed myself. I'm not mistaken, I think my stepmom went with us. We had so much fun. We had a blast. And then, you know what I'm saying, all of those sporting events, professional baseball, football, and basketball, I never went to a tennis. I'm talking about who's been to a professional tennis match before. I'm not talking about you going to a tennis match in your country club, in your little small community. You can't get your mind out your small. I'm talking about French Open, boy. I'm talking about the Australia Open, boy. I'm talking about you went to Wimbledon, homeboy. Who been? You in the Wimbledon, top tennis players in the world, man, walking around. I'm talking about we streaming from the biggest tennis stadium in the world, Arthur Ashe Stadium. I'm talking about tennis is a universal sport played in every country across the world. Ours in Arthur Ashe Stadium, the U.S. Open, bro. What other content can I bring? Listen, Candace will bring you content way better than that. Candace is a multi-millionaire. Tucker is a multi-millionaire. Tucker go to Israel. He'll go talk to Bibi Netanyahu. I'm saying, I know that they go deliver and bring you content, but I'm saying us being a small channel, 12,000 subscribers, that kind of content, man, from New York City, who bringing you content like that? So I'm saying, you see 79,000 views on one of our live streams, man, we supposed to be getting 200,000. You don't know where we gonna pop up at. Man, I'm talking about in 2 years, man, we started in, I'll scroll up and look at the live streams we started at, bro. We started in Houston, Texas with this. Ain't nobody in their right mind said, oh, Ghost gonna be at the U.S. Open within 2 years. That's not me romanticizing nothing. So when we in the U.S. Open and I'm streaming from the U.S. Open, right, you gonna say, oh, Ghost is romanticizing his life. I mean, to think, bro, we went from live streaming in Houston, Texas, in a room where they said the walls need to be painted. I called the war room. I built my business from that room. I thank God for Houston and for my pops. You see what I'm saying? I learned a lot out there. We went from there to Mississippi with my mom on the beach, and we just pushed all the way through. I mean, waterfalls and everything. I streamed from the woods to Connecticut for y'all. I said, who's streaming from Houston, Connecticut besides I Show Speed or Aiden Ross or Casanat? These rich, famous streamers. I'm saying in one of my cases, a lawyer thought I was famous or rich. My best friend, her daughter, she see me, they think I'm famous and rich because I be everywhere, bro. And we in New York City. I'm from Biloxi, Mississippi, by way of Houston, Texas, man. And you know what I'm saying? Just out here, I told y'all, September 10th, U.S. Open. 3-4 hours live streaming from the U.S. Open. Come on, man. I'm stoked about that. How else you gonna enjoy the time in the city, eating and living in New York? Greatest city on earth. You can't just be out here talking politics, Ghost. You got to show us some food spots. You got to show us some entertainment spots, everything. We still doing strategizing with Ghost. Look, so on Monday, we going to do the 24th episode. I'm sorry, are you guys Nancy Guthrie or Nolan Wells? we going to get back to that in a second. I just need to get this out, okay? I'll never do commercial breaks. It's like a commercial break. On Monday, we going to do the 24th episode of Strategizing with Ghostwriter. That's August the 31st, but you still in August. So within August, I did almost 25 episodes, 24 episodes in 31 days of strategizing with Ghostwriter. You might think that's enough episodes within itself. This is the second episode of Guilty or Innocent. So that's 26 days I streamed out of 31 days. We ain't even on tour. I'm saying those are tour number for us. For me, I started off streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays, man. On Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm saying, man, you look at us now, I know YouTube, they want the content. They want me putting up content. Just content. I did a short earlier this morning. It's the 1,000th video that I uploaded. I only uploaded 1,000 videos. The channel, I originally started the channel in 2020 in New Mexico, and I only uploaded about 10 videos, traveled from New Mexico back to Mississippi, but I really didn't start streaming and doing all of that. I never streamed in my life till 2024. So that's where I really think of the channel. So in 2 years, it took me 2 years to do 1,000 videos. It took me 2 years to get 10,000 subscribers. It took me about 60 to 90 days to get monetization, but man, we moving with this channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Google, shout out YouTube, man. I like the platform that, you know what I'm saying, they allow us to get anybody to just pick up a cell phone and just start streaming, having the opportunity to make money, bring your talents to the world, all of the above. So shout out to all of them, man. If you guys have not liked the video, y'all go ahead, double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And man, I was hoping that was the point, that somebody hit that button with the $sign in it, baby. You hear me? Somebody said KFC. Nah, bruh, that is definitely not KFC. Benefits Crump and Al Sharpton to just pin anybody. Crump and Al Sharpton aren't trying to just pin anybody. They're not trying to pin anybody. You say it'll benefit them, would benefit them, but that's not what they're trying to do. That's not what they're gonna do. I could tell you that for 1,000% fact. What Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton are trying to do is get justice for Nolan Wells. I'm saying, what's wrong with them getting justice for Nolan? Justice for Nolan, that's what they're trying to do. I'm saying they're not trying to do anything else but get justice from Nolan. What are we talking about? Somebody said that they trying to pin the murder on anybody. You ain't pinning a murder on nobody. They just know something happened. Listen, I believe the boys on that boat, I think they are telling fibs. That's what I think. I think the boys on that boat, I really do. I believe that they telling fibs. Real talk. I think that they know more than what they telling. I'm not saying none of the boys on the boat committed to, I ain't saying none of that. I just think they know more than what they saying. Something happened to Nolan. Those people, somebody out there knows what happened to Nolan. Why we don't know? How long has that been? Since July 4th, August 4th? We going on 60 days. 500 people out there. They know what happened to Nolan. Somebody do. Why we don't know? That's what the problem is. It's not that he trying to pin it on somebody. He trying to figure out what happened to Nolan. What happened to Nolan? What happened to Nancy Guthrie? We trying to solve and get to the bottom of these. So, because if you think that you could go out there and snatch somebody's mama for whatever reason, maybe it is political. Maybe somebody who don't agree with her politics snatched her mama. Or for Nolan Wells, maybe it was like because they were being competitive and arguing over a competitive thing. I'm saying for whatever reason it is or whatever happened, we just trying to get to the bottom of it. We don't want to pin no murder on no boys who didn't commit it. That's why I was very careful with watching my words. I'm saying I knew that somewhere. Listen, if Nolan came out there on that original boat, if y'all go back and listen to the last live stream, I said at one point during that live stream, 15 minutes, within 15 minutes or an hour or less, I believe that another boat either pulled up or was in the area, in the vicinity that Nolan got on and something happened. That's what I said. I said, I don't think the boys did it. I'm going to take that back. I don't think the boys did it based on race. I don't know who killed Nolan. I don't know if it wasn't an accident. Nolan could have fell down and hit his head. I don't know what happened. All I'm saying is something happened, and they know what happened, and they not telling us, so that makes it look bad. Why else would you not tell us if this guy, them white boys running around saying that this black boy was their brother? I can't see that something happened like that to me and Randall or Jamie or Scott or one of them that I call my brother wouldn't tell the police, hey, Miss Linda, Greg fell and bumped his head. Even in the Samantha Guthrie, in the Nancy Guthrie case, at least somebody wrote a letter and said, hey, we so sorry, but she dead. Trying to give him some kind of solace or something. I'm saying, like, his mama, Nolan mama, want to know what happened to her son. My son is dead. She want to know what happened to her son. She don't care what y'all talking about. What y'all talking about is irrelevant. Ain't nobody trying to pin no murder on nobody. We want to know what happened to Nolan. That's it. That's somebody's child. That's what justice is about. Justice is blind. We don't care who child died. We don't care if it's a white child or black child. We don't care if he 19. We don't care if he rich or poor, fat or skinny. That's what justice is about. Us getting some kind of resolution, because that could be my mama. That could be your mama. That's somebody's mama. That's all we trying to do. Ain't nobody trying to pin nothing on nobody. Al Sharpton, I promise you, what he trying to pin something on him? What he gonna get out of pin? He don't know them boys. He didn't know Nolan, and they just thinking this got something to do with race. They gonna do this anywhere he go. First time they been in Mississippi. And how long? When the last time you had major civil rights people in Mississippi like that? With Mississippi's reputation. It's been a long time, hasn't it been? Someone says the cops know. Yeah, I think the sheriff's department got a really good idea. I don't know why they ain't brought the charges yet. I think the sheriff's department have a really, really, really good idea. That's why they were trying to cover it up. I'm saying you covering stuff up. The fact that you covering it up, that lets us know something happened that ain't as untoward. Because you're not coming all the way out with the truth. I'm saying I believe it very well could have been an accident, whatever happened. I'm saying it's slippery, it's boats, it's wet, it's water. You drinking, bro, it could have very well been an accident. Tempers, competitive nature, young guys, you know what I'm saying? It could have been an accident, but the fact that you covering it up, that's the only problem we have. Why you covering? I'm saying if that was your child that was dead, if that was your brother that was dead, if that was your cousin or your best friend that was dead, you want some justice, don't you? Just don't cover it. If you covering it, that's making us thinking that something happened that was nefarious, and that's why you trying to hide it. D Hill, listen, I'll address that. During Black Lives Matter, they were marching about a black guy who was on fentanyl. that just went inside of a store and committed a crime. The only thing that made George Floyd anything right was that the cop put his knee on his neck. If the cop did an ordinary arrest on George Floyd just a common criminal. Okay? But black people have been going through, so I'm not saying nothing. Okay, you want to march for the rights of black, it ain't nothing wrong with marching for the rights of marginalized people. If I catch you discriminating on a black person, you ain't gonna see the end of me, bro. I promise you, you won't see the end of me. I'm gonna label you a racist. That's what you need. Understand that. I got the right balance. During this time, the Black Lives Matter, I told you guys about a very gorgeous girl that I followed on Instagram. She was a mixed girl. She looked Hispanic. You know that's my type. She light-skinned. She a mixed girl, and bro, it was so many white kids in Black Lives Matter. Go back and scroll up during that time and look out Blackout Tuesday or whatever. Blackout Thursday. All the white kids posting. The pretty white girl, they in Canada. Black Lives Matter in London, boy. Worldwide, international. If you did it right, I'm saying if Black Lives Matter was like the NAACP, they could have took over. It was their opportunity to take over the world. This your chance. Black people. Melanated people across the world stand up. During that time, all seriousness, there was a 2-year-old or something like that who got killed in Chicago. You know me, and you know me and children. And you know me in this senseless violence. You know what I'm saying? The violence, they trying to get a control, you know, on violence across America. These cities, these blue cities becoming much safer. New York City was already safe for a big city. It's way safe now, especially Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? People walking the streets at night, everything. You know what I'm saying? It's way safe. Listen, this is what I'm saying. During this time, though, you know, we talking about Black Lives Matter. We talking about Chicago. We talking about a 2-year-old, 3-year-old who got killed. I had posted the child's name and everything. So the little Miss girl or whatever who was stunned for George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, I'll say, okay, you care when a white man kill a black man. You care when the police kill a black man. But when one of mine kill a black man, and this ain't no black man like George Floyd. George Floyd didn't deserve to die like he did. Don't think I'm saying that. But what I'm saying is he wasn't innocent. He wasn't an innocent person throughout his whole life. It wasn't like George Floyd was Martin Luther King. Let's be real. It's a completely different situation. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying, though, you care when Black Lives Matter, you care about all these black people getting killed. But this 3-year-old defenseless baby getting killed by another black man, look, a black life don't matter if it's a black man who took it. A black life only matters if a white man take it. That's the message you sending. If a black life matter, it matters. It don't matter who take it. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter who take it. So I'm saying you out here protesting Black Lives Matter, but you got a 4-year-old children that are getting killed by black people in Chicago, and you not saying nothing, doing nothing, protesting, marching. What's that 4-year-old's name? What's the 3-year-old's name? Say their name. You out there saying George Floyd named this dude on fentanyl and he a criminal. I'm saying that 4-year-old black child that got killed, say their name. Oh, you can't say their name if he got killed by another black man. So you out here playing politics. You don't really care about Black Lives or Black Lives Matter. You only care about black lives if it's taken by a white person. That's the only time you talk about it. If it would have, or a cop. If it was a white person or a cop that would have took you would have had a problem with that. See, listen to me now. Listen closely and carefully. Someone saying Black Lives Matter to me, I done wrote 4 or 5 what they consider Black Lives Matter lawsuits against the police. So they thinking that I'm got something to do with Black Lives. Understand something. Those body cameras that Benjamin Crump, though, you see them body cameras? It looked like a dude came up to me. He had one of his buttons was a body camera. You know people do that. You know what I'm saying? They look, those body cameras that them police is wearing, that's because of Benjamin Crump. You want to talk about Black Lives Matter? What Black Lives Matter did for black people? That's Benjamin Crump. Benjamin Crump, that was that lawsuit, George Floyd suing the city of Minneapolis. That's Benjamin Crump. So when I come and I see black people, when I see the police discriminating against black people or discriminating against disabled people, I want to continue the work of Benjamin Crump. Because what Benjamin Crump's work wasn't Benjamin Crump's work. It might have something to do with black people. It's got everything to do with black people, but it's not Black Lives Matter. Benjamin Crump's work wasn't Black Lives Matter. His work is the law, baby. So what Benjamin Crump's work isn't just going to make lives better for black people. It's going to make lives better for all poor and marginalized people who got to deal with the police. They need body cameras on. Why not? Let all of us see what's going on out here. That was genius. That's Benjamin Crump. What Benjamin Crump was saying too, his Monell claim case against the city, that's what I'm using Benjamin Crump. It's Benjamin Crump, baby. You thinking it's Black Lives Matter. It's not Black Lives Matter. If you're not a black person, or if you President Trump, or if you whatever, you probably hate on Black Lives Matter. You ain't gonna hate on Benjamin Crump. It's Benjamin's work. You see what I'm saying? It's his work and it's the work that he was doing. The work Benjamin Crump was doing is he was trying to get the police to have body cameras. He was trying to get the police to be properly trained. That's what a Monell claim was. That the police need to, you failing to train them. That's what he filed against Minneapolis. Y'all think it's Black Lives Matter. The Monell claim is that they're not training the cops. Okay? And that the city is practicing a custom that's basically a violation of somebody's civil rights. That's what they were doing, the chokeholds or any kind of submissive positions. That's the policy that the city police are practicing. That's a violation of my constitutional rights on fact that you're not properly training those cops. So understand that it's not about Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter had a movement that helped black people, but it was very politicized. It wasn't about, the NAACP was a politicized movement, but that right there, they really did work to help black people. I have respect for them. You see what I'm saying? I have respect for them. They really did work to help black people. You want to talk about it? Y'all know a lawyer, y'all know an attorney who went 36-3 in the Supreme Court. It's only one of them in the whole world. It ain't no attorney who done seen the Supreme. You wrote 36 cases in the Supreme Court. I don't think the best attorney in America alive today ain't been in no Supreme Court 36 times. If you won one time in the Supreme Court, you a walking, untouchable legal legend. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying not President Trump's lawyer. I wouldn't say that because that's a job. They're going to be in the Supreme Court. I'm talking about a regular lawyer winning in the Supreme Court. Anybody win there, but a regular lawyer is unbelievable. You talking about a lawyer who not only went 36 times, but won 33 times, 33 of those times. When we talking about the NAACP, that's what I look at, the laws or the bills that's enacted by Congress that actually helps improves black people's lives. Black Lives Matter is just a political organization where one of the girls went to jail. They just making money. That's all it is. Or it's just an organization. It's not doing nothing to help change one black person's life. What helped change the black people's life was Benjamin Crump in that courtroom, which led to legislation being passed that made the police put cameras on their bodies. That's what changes people's lives, is the law. So that's what I respect. You see what I'm saying? If I believe that the police, people have this, listen, you have so many, in Westchester County alone, there's over 110,000 people with disabilities. 110,000 people with disabilities in Westchester County. So if you have random 911 calls for trespassing, for loitering, for domestic disturbances, for public drunkenness, for public intoxication, people on drugs. I'm saying the police responding to those calls, a large number of those calls are going to be coming from people with disabilities, mental disorders. You agree or disagree? A lot of people on fentanyl got mental disorders. They just undiagnosed. You see a crazy person walking with no clothes, they got a mental disorder. So I'm saying a lot of calls that 911 is getting is due to people who have mental disabilities. Correct or incorrect? Now, if you understand that, and you know that you got 110,000 people with mental disabilities in Westchester County, why in the world are you not training these police and how to deal or handle with people who you will walk up on this guy and this guy's a schizophrenic and you don't know? But I'm saying when he tell you and you know, there's one thing you need to do if you a cop in Westchester County. You need to go call the professionals to correspond with you. They got teams in Westchester County that's trained to respond with the police to help people with mental disabilities. Call them to correspond with you. If you're not trained, if you don't know, listen, they might get trained. Somebody told me they getting trained. They just not implementing it. They not doing this. They not doing whatever the reason. If he not implementing it, it's like you not trained. That's what I'm saying. My pops told me in Houston about how the police rolled up on a situation with a person who was disabled. Somebody called the police, said he had a weapon. He didn't even have a weapon. He got a disability. And you ride up on him and you shoot him and kill him. This dude is schizophrenic. That's, bro, our culture, that should not be happening in the richest nation on earth. We should be more developed and more educated than that. You running around killing people who got mental disabilities. That's inhumane. That's sick, man. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is the police need to be properly trained. Whatever implementation of correct policy need to be implemented. Listen, who else you gonna sue if you have 2 units in Westchester County of mental health professionals, who's trained to correspond with the police? But to save money, that's what it's all about in America. To save money, you are not using these teams of mental health professionals to save money. So I'm saying I'm going to go to the court, and this is what I'm going to tell the court. For you trying to save money and not using a professional, somebody going to end up dying. That's what's going to happen. Somebody in the community, the police gonna end up accidentally killing somebody who got a mental disability. It happens when it's a bang situation. When the police pull up, they don't know this person have a disability. How they supposed to know? They don't know. It's dark outside, people yelling, it's energy, and he just trying to go home with his wife and kids. It's not his fault that city's not training him, or it's not his, and you can't blame them cops, in my opinion. Look, I had a case in Connecticut where I know when I sue somebody, I know I'm suing the people who out there, and I'm gonna sue the city. I don't even want to name them cops in the lawsuit, because in my opinion, I know what the law say, and I know what I gotta do, but I'm trying to make a point. I'm saying, I think in that first lawsuit, the judge just said, consider it amended. And he didn't even make me go back and put their names on the document. Because I don't even want to put the cop's name on them lawsuits. Because it's really not the police. Y'all hear me say it all the time. You don't understand it. And I'm going to say it because it has to be said. Because I got to make it, because that's all you going to understand. But if in the law and the liability, it's not them cops. Them police are called to go to a middle school in Texas. And there's a shooter, an active shooter inside that middle school. And I'm saying the police get told to stand down. What? Boy, you know my 3-year-old child is in that school. Or my 12-year-old is in that school. And it's a crazy person shooting in this school. And the police, they come up here, this your job. This what you supposed to do. You supposed to make our community safe. Well, there's a crazy person shooting in the school. Get in there and save our children. But who telling the police to stand down? That ain't got nothing to do with the police. That's political. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I understand this. That's why I go after that city. Because that municipality, I don't care. Listen, when you suing the city or you suing the government, it's called y'all excuse me, respondent superior. So basically what that is, that's like vicarious liability. That's placing the liability. I don't want to do a law class in here, but basically it goes back to the old English law to where the slave masters are responsible for their slaves. If your slave go out there and do something wrong, and they not slaves in England, but the master is responsible for the servant. If your servant go out there and do something wrong, then the master got to pay for what the servant did. That's old English law. Okay, so vicarious liability doesn't work against the police department, against the government. But basically, that's all it is. The municipality is responsible. Look, the police officer has discretion in certain situations if the municipality is giving them discretion. Because I've been in situations where they're supposed to have discretion, but the cops are saying they don't have discretion. And they're telling me they don't have discretion. So either he's lying or his superiors are not giving them discretion in times when they should. It's just fixing the system. Y'all think that Benjamin Crump is out there, he trying to race bait, Al Sharpton trying to race bait. They just trying to fix the system. Benjamin Crump tired of getting phone calls about people's children hanging from trees or getting drugged behind cars or police putting knees in their neck just because they play. He just trying to fix the system, man. That's all it is. I'm talking about the legal people. The people playing politics, that's something different. They play politics in race. They play politics in everything in life. They play politics in gender. They play politics. I ain't talking the politics part of it. I'm talking about the actual law part of it. If you get the law part of it right and down pat, then you can actually bring positive change to people's lives. I want to help protect those 110,000 disabled people in Westchester County, because mark my words now. Mark my words, the police gonna end up killing one of them now. Not on purpose. I'm saying, how he supposed to know that person is schizophrenic? How he supposed to know when he pull up? But I'm saying, when you kill one of them, you finna get sued for I don't know how many tens of millions of dollars. You want to save Minneapolis from losing $45 million again. Don't put your knee on the neck of somebody talking about this is what? You murdered that dude. You murdering him. You know you murdering him. Man, stop playing stupid. Talking about this is our training. See, a cop discretion, the nature of their job, they have the discretion to shoot you and kill you. That's the nature of their job. In certain situations, they can have discretions to shoot and kill. So you could say that, hey, that's not the municipality, this is just a bad cop. That's what they try to do in Minneapolis. Just try to say Derek Chauvin, whatever the dude's name was just a bad cop. You know what I'm saying? He went outside the color of law or his duty, putting his knee on George Floyd's neck. That ain't what Benjamin Crump said happened. And y'all see what happened in the end. Shout out the general, Big Ben Crump, 45 M's out of Minneapolis. Yeah, we just want you not to be killing black people. That's it. We just don't want you harassing or killing disabled people. I just don't want you harassing or killing veterans. I just don't want you sexually assaulting women. Those are my purview. That's what I fight for. We've been fighting these fights for decades. I shouldn't have to be protecting Hispanic people from people who are racist. We shouldn't have to be protecting Hispanic people from getting snatched up and killed or getting snatched up and shipped back to bro. I'm gonna stand for the rights of the people. I'm a big supporter and believe of human rights. George Floyd did not die no drugs. George Floyd died because that man put his knee on his neck for 9 minutes. That's why he died. It didn't have nothing to do with no drugs. George Floyd died because that man put his knee on the George Floyd neck for 9 minutes. And the police doing that, you just stupid. You making him a martyr. You're raising the level of a man who it shouldn't have been raised. He smoked fentanyl. He had counterfeit money. He was robbing. He was a thief. But that's not a reason for you to put your knee on his neck for 9 minutes as the police. That's aggressive policing. That's over policing. That's what a Monell claim is about. Y'all trying to make it like it's about black and white. When we get in the law, listen, even whenever because the law don't say it's not no, it's saying the law saying that you discriminating on someone due to their race, gender, nationality, disability. The law ain't just written like protecting black people now. You could discriminate on a white person to get according to the law. It's say depending on their race. I know it's a Civil Rights Act of 1964, but race is one of the reasons. That's what I'm saying. So it's saying when you get down into the law and get in the courtroom, the judge gonna know that you know what I'm saying, what you doing is really like some racist stuff. But I ain't gotta make this about race now. I'm gonna make this what the law say. Whatever that law say is what we gonna follow. It ain't about no black and white. It's about them police. Listen, if it is about black and white, if you discriminating against Hispanic cops, if you discriminate against black residents, then that's what it's going to be about, whatever you making it about. Whatever you doing in your community, if I see you done something in your community that's racist, that's in my mind. I promise you. And I probably ain't going to let you make it depending on how it goes. If you've been accused of being racist and I see some racist stuff from you and I think y'all need some help, I'm going to get you some help. Or I'm going to do everything I can to get the help I need to you. Because you looking at it like I'm coming for you or I'm coming at you. Yeah, I'm coming for you and I'm coming at you, but it's to get some help. You can't be walking around hating people because of their skin color. We've been fighting this fight for way too long. Benjamin Crump and them, they just tired of it. Al Sharpton like one of the last civil rights legends left. And look how old he is. He don't want to die still having to fight this fight on civil rights. We thought we had been moved on to a different page. You know what I'm saying? But we still are 2026. You know, it seems like this racism will never get solved. So they looking for, Al Sharpton should be looking for ghosts, somebody who could continue this fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we won't be as divided in the future. It won't really be about black and white. You know what I'm saying? It'll be about hatred and discrimination. And we could find a way to tie things together or to tie people together or to unify them. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's what the goal is. Good morning. How you doing, bro? If you guys have not liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Exactly 100%. Any other thought is racist. I'm just saying, like, I mean, you know, some situations are about race, some situations aren't about race. It's just hard to tell. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. When you know, you know. If you don't know, don't just make it be about race. The fact that Nolan Wells' case, the race part about Nolan Wells' case, that part of the case was that he couldn't get justice from the system. But I'm not going to make his friends be racist. I think that was more of a competitive thing. You know, young guys, they competitive. Nolan probably out there telling them he going to take their girls or he going to hit their girls or doing stuff like that. Just out there horse playing and playing around. That's why I think it could be an accident. Them boys just don't strike me as murderers or killers or they got some kind of plot going on to where they're going to try to murder or kill. They don't strike me as the type. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like that could have been an accident. You know, Nolan probably out there horse playing with him, clowning on him. You know, Nolan probably was superior to them in a lot of ways. You know? He just probably was a better athlete to him in a lot of ways. He probably got more girls than him in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Just he did a lot of things in a lot of ways that could help them be jealous. But I don't, it ain't necessarily because of their race. That's just my opinions and my thoughts, though. Hey, Bob, that's your opinion. You see what I'm saying? That's your opinion. Think about this. Who has fought? Who you see fighting for the rights of their people? I'm trying to think, because most of these civil rights, even Nelson Mandela, he wasn't an American, but he still was a black man. I'm trying to think of somebody who fought for the rights of their people. What's my girl name down in Venezuela? What's her name? Miss Machado. Look, Miss Machado ain't black. You feel what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say Miss Machado is a clown. President Trump don't have the respect for her. It seems like he don't respect people who fight for the rights of their people. Because Miss Machado did that. She's beloved by Venezuelans. But he don't have respect. So it's like y'all could say Miss Machado is a clown or whatever. I don't think so. Al Sharpton, what y'all do an approval rating of Al Sharpton amongst black people? I guarantee you it's pretty high. It's probably in the 80s or higher. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what, if you a white man and you saying Al Sharpton is a clown, that's telling me everything you need to know. I need to know. But what I'm saying, he not fighting for the rights of no white people. So you gonna say that, or you could say that. I'm saying, give me a black man who's saying that and tell me where he from and why he's saying that. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm saying, how you gonna say anything for someone who's fighting for marginalized people? I can't just talk trash about that. He fighting for marginalized people, man. Regardless. Hey, that's what you're supposed to do. It's AI. It's humanoids or artificial intelligence. Somebody said Elon gonna put a chip in the head or something. I don't even know. That sounds like some crazy stuff. I ain't gonna hark on that too long. What's up, piece of guy? Listen, Tanisha, baby. Hold on a second. Tanisha said, you told whole truths all my life I had to fight. That's facts. You already know, sweetheart. My whole life. Still today. Still to this day, sweetie, I'm out here fighting. I'ma fight till they put me in the dirt. It's 16 million veterans in the United States. I know Congress just passed a law. President Trump tried to help them. I don't think they get the respect they deserve. We talking about all the the millions, over 40 million blacks in America. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the black people get the love, respect that they deserve. We'll talk about women, same thing. You hear men, they'll come out publicly and say, oh, a woman can't be president, like she less of a human being. You see what I'm saying? Those are the things I care about. Those are the things that I protect. Those are the things I stand up for, and those are the things I'm gonna fight for. You know, bottom line. Ones that care about the people, any kind of leader who don't care about the people will not be a good leader, period. Listen, what is he called? He's called a leader, okay? You know what to lead is. You in the front of the group, that's the leader. Or you could lead from behind, but you the leader, okay? You the leader. So you in the front, turn around. What you lead? You leading people, right? Or what you leading? You leading billionaires? See, the leader of the billionaires. Oh, he the leader of what? What you leading? That's what I'm saying. You leading people. So your job is what? People. That's what, for a president or a politician, that's what it should be about for you. You're supposed to be working for the people, not for yourself. Yeah, working for America, like, so people don't understand. I say this all the time. When you look at a government, the government of China has money. The people don't. People don't understand when they think China's the second richest nation in the world. When they go into China, they're expecting the Chinese people to have money like American people. If you get paid with Chinese yen, since you want to move to China, you only getting 166 American dollars a week. 700 Chinese yen is only 166. You understand that? But so I understand President Trump as the businessman getting money for America as the business. But I'm saying that, I say this, and I've said this several times, that part about the people, he can please the people, but to actually serve, work, or be a politician for the people, he's struggling with that. He can please them. He can entertain them. That's where he came from. He can entertain the people. He's good at that. He can get the people to listen to what he's saying, buy into what he's saying, or believe what he's saying. President Trump's good with that. You see what I'm saying? But when you start talking about actually leading the people and, the politics that's coming along with what he's doing for the people, it changes. The money part, he's good about. America getting money for America as a business, he's good about that. But the job isn't just to President, listen, if you take care of the people, you're going to take care of America as a business. President Obama took care of the people. You taking care of the people going out there working, they're going to pay taxes. More Americans have jobs, more tax revenue. I'm saying it works out. But number one, you should be focused on taking care of the people. That's number one. If you're not focused on taking care of the people, you're not doing it right. If you guys haven't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell. We over 2 hours on this beautiful Saturday out here in New York City, y'all. It's got to be probably about 70, 75 degrees, and it's gorgeous. Sun shining. Beautiful, man. Beautiful day out here in the city. Someone said, stop saying that President Trump is a businessman. What else is he then? What you gonna classify? What you gonna call him? I'm saying he's a billionaire. Do you know in the world there are 8 billion people? You want to know how much? Let me tell y'all how much 8 billion is, okay? You got ones, tens, you got hundreds, and you got $1,000. You got $10,000. You see the jump when you go from $1,000 to $10,000? You got 10,000, you got all the way up to 100,000. That's chump change. You talking about a billionaire. $100,000 chump change. From 100,000, you go 200,000, 300,000. That you gonna get up to 1 million. From 1 million, you gotta go up to count to 10 million. You count to 100 million, and then you count to 1 billion. So you need 1,000 million. You could become a millionaire 1,000 times to get 1 billion. So if before President Trump was president, he only worth $3 billion, that means he became a millionaire 3,000 times to have that billion. That's a lot of money. It's less than 1,000 out of 8 billion people in the world. It's less than 1,000 of them that are billionaires. So he's one of the top 1,000 most successful people in the world, regardless of how many bankruptcies he filed, regardless of how many failed businesses or failed casinos. He still, money-wise, is one of the top 1,000 most successful people in the world. He's a businessman. What are we talking about? The American people, who you gonna say he's a failed businessman, he's a trashy businessman, he's a sorry businessman? That's that hate stuff. You got to get out of a place of hatred. Just speak facts and the truth. Okay, I don't like this person. I don't like him, but I'm gonna still tell the truth. Y'all don't know how to argue. That's the problem. Because you don't know how to argue. What y'all try to do is, someone who can't argue, you gonna take a bad paint and put it on a man who, you trying to put black paint on a man who's black. Bro, he already scarred. They already look at President Trump at whatever you saying, they already know it. No one cares. The man is a businessman. Who he flying around in the 747 with his name on the side of it? Who cares if it's a 1972 plane? Real talk. He doing stuff that only 1,000 people or less in the world is doing. He's one of the richest men in the world. He owns businesses. Trump International, I know for a fact, I forgot, I think it was over 100. It's a bunch of businesses together. Trump International, they made $400 or $500 million. This was a long time ago when he paid that $700 in taxes. They made $450 million that year. Ain't nobody got no business licenses that's making $400-some million a year. That man is a businessman. When you go out there and tell American people that this guy is one of 1,000 of the richest people in the world, that he's not a businessman, I'm saying that's why you gonna make them, when they hear you say he's not a businessman, they gonna take the value of what you saying becomes less, your words become less valuable, because they know that what you're saying isn't accurate. But when you speak on accuracy, everything I say is accuracy. Someone, like, listen, I would prepare to do these live streams. Y'all know we gonna be talking about a lot Legal Wars Live up till September the 1st, because that's when we 2-year anniversary. I would prepare to do these live streams. After a year or so, I would start being lazy. Instead of going and researching and learning the facts, I would just download a whole bunch of information and come give a news story and talk analysis and strategy. But because I was giving y'all a lot of data, a lot of people were challenging me on the data and the data that I was giving, the data I was providing. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, I mean, they would say, hey, those numbers wrong, that's wrong, this number's wrong, that's wrong. That's what I'm saying. It make what you say become less valuable. You saying 2 million people did A, B, C, and D, but the accurate number people know it was 200 million. And even though I look at it as just an error, my point's what I'm saying, but it makes what you say. So I stopped doing that. If I'm not going to go like Caitlin Collins or Aaron Brunette or somebody like Laura Coates, getting paid millions of dollars, and if I'm not going to go 1,000% into what I'm saying or doing and give you everything accurate, you see what I'm saying, then my argument has less weight, so I stopped doing that. I'm going to just speak what I know that's accurate and facts, and just all fact. And if I don't know this or that, or if I don't know this or that, then I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know it, and I'm going to just speak on or stay on the facts. Well, it's the same thing when y'all say President Trump ain't a businessman. Because I'm saying that man, he a boy, he failed or not, you got to stay on it's going to make, people going to chase they get on CNN, and as soon as they hear President Trump say he's not a businessman, they're going to want to change the channel. Because I'm saying, if I'm just an objective person and I just want to hear some news or analysis, and you saying he's not a businessman, I don't want to hear what you got to say. Because the man is a businessman. That let me know that you impartial or you just don't like him. That make it seem like you got Trump derangement syndromes. He done made enough mistakes, Democrats. You could cure yourself of the Trump derangement syndrome before you lose another election. He done made enough mistakes to where you could beat him on what he's doing, how he's governing, and on the policy. If you guys have not liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me. We looking at 2 hours and 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to push the 2.5 hours. Y'all already know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can hit the button with the $ in it if anybody wants to donate to the channel. Want to welcome all the new members to the channel. Hannibal is one of my favorites. Been here for a minute. My boy WTF Over, always gifting those channel donations. We want to thank him for 5 channel donation membership. 5 channel donation memberships. Yes. Project 2025. There you go. Sacred Jade, you got it. He's an unethical businessman. That's it. That's it. Every time you come up or the word for President Trump come up about businessman, that's how you do it. Don't say he's not a businessman. Say, oh yeah, he's a businessman. He's an unethical businessman. Shall I remind you? He's a corrupt businessman. See, if you do it like that, you'll probably have, it's not no problem, you'll have way better success. If the point is to try to diminish what he's accomplished in his life, you do that with the facts. And the facts is that he has been unethical in a lot of dealings, and to the point to where you think he's been unethical as president, making money. You know what I'm saying? Sacrificing America's reputation, America's influence in the name of a dollar. So if you say he's an unethical businessman, that works. But saying he's not a businessman doesn't work. Y'all get that? Someone said, James said he's a great businessman. I don't see how you come to a conclusion that he's not a good businessman if he's in the top 900 most successful people in the world. He in the top 900 most successful people in the world. I don't see how you could say that he hasn't been a good businessman, if not great. The USS is well on the way to being Trump's 7th bankruptcy. Chrisms, that's so sad, but you know what I'm saying? That's almost true though, if not all the way true. Because the United States is 40 trillion in debt, and President Trump still has 2 years to go. He added 10 trillion to that debt, a quarter of it. And he probably gonna add at least another $4 or $5 trillion to the debt in the next 2 years if he don't correct the spending. I'm talking about $1.5 trillion defense spending. I mean, look, I supported that in the beginning because of China and Russia, but we really need to know what they're going to do with the money. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to give the government $1.5 trillion defense spending, I want to know what you're going to do with that money. I don't want to give you that much money next year if you're going to go out there and keep fighting wars. We need to use that money to diminish the power of Russia, China, and their allies. We don't need to use that money to try to go fight. We could diminish the power of Iran without engaging Iran in a direct conflict. We are diminishing the power of Cuba. I know Cuba's much smaller and it's much easier for us to do. They're on our side of the hemisphere. Well, we're diminishing the power of Cuba right now without ever attacking them. That's how you diminish the power of their allies. And then as far as China, as soon as they go into Taiwan, we got to be prepared. We heard President Trump told Putin not to attack a NATO ally. He gonna have to stand with NATO. President Trump, you don't want to stand with NATO. I'm saying that's all you got. That's all we got is Europe. He got to be able to get along with his NATO allies because all we have is Europe. Those are our friends, man. We need Europe. Point blank, period. Germany, the 3rd largest economy in the world. I think England like number 4. France in the top 10. Italy in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got English Navy, French Air Force, you know what I'm saying? You got Italian mountain troops. I mean, we need them. Germany building up their military. You see Ukraine, you see how strong Ukraine is. That's without Europe getting in the war. Putin think he gonna hit London. I'm talking about we getting at it. It's World War III. Putin, you get at London, it's World War III. President Trump ain't gonna be able to save you. I promise you that. Every one of us who know what's going on, you hit any European country, bro, I'm telling you, you're going to see Americans, they're going to start changing their mind, boy. It's World War III, bro. They're my brothers. Europe is our brothers. For all who do evil hate the light and do not come to the light so that their deeds may not be exposed. I agree with that 10,000%, Chrisms. That's why I come to the light. I'm in the light. I stay in the light. I live in the light. Chrisms, listen to this, baby. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I sin. I'm not one of those people who walk around saying that I don't sin on a daily basis. You're doing something wrong or against God every breath you take almost. Real talk. You just don't realize or understand how wicked or evil human and man is. You see what I'm saying? So I understand that I'm not perfect, Chrisms. I understand I make mistakes. The Bible says if a man sins, he has an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. Listen, when Jesus went to the religious people and he told them, ye are of your father the devil, I always say this, he told them 2 reasons why. He said, 1, he says, you murderers. So Jesus flat right told you, if you a murderer, committed murder, around murderer, that's, ease or devil. Evil, don't want to come to the truth. Don't want to come to the light, always lying. Yeah. The second thing he called them, he said they abode not in the truth. I thought it was interesting Jesus didn't call them liars, Christians. He said they abide not in the truth. You see what I'm saying? So there are people who don't live in the truth because they don't want to come to the light. Christians, I abide in the truth. I don't think that I am more than I am. I realize that I do sin. And the Bible says we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. When I sin, I get on my knees, and I promise you, anything that I did that was a sin, I ask for forgiveness. I ask Jesus to repent. You see what I'm saying? I ain't a part of no one's church. As much as people want me to be a part of your church, I'm not a part of your church. As much as you want me to be a part of your church, I'm not a member of your congregation. That's what you want. That's your perception. I don't owe you no kind of apology. I don't owe you nothing. You don't have a heaven or a hell for me to go. You ain't died for my sins. You got sins you need to repent for. I don't owe nobody no explanation. If I went to your church and if I sinned against God and if that's what the preacher wanted me to do, I would repent. I don't go to your church. I'm not a part of your church. It's a reason why I'm not going to your church or a part of your church. It's not just me. It's a lot of people who probably then left your church or not a part of your church or your work or don't go to your work. You see what I'm saying? We got to stay in reality. Reality is that God gives that preacher or he gives that leader, whoever it is, he give him the authority. You see what I'm saying? To deal with the people that are in his congregation. And those are the only people he got the authority to. If I was in the congregation of a preacher, and if I did something that was wrong, in which he wanted me to publicly repent in front of everybody, I've done that before. You see what I'm saying? But if I do something wrong, and I'm not in nobody's church, I'm not a member of nobody's church, I'm not getting no support from nobody's church that I know of, I'm saying what the Bible tells me to do is repent and ask God for forgiveness. And that's exactly what I did. Like when you tell a lie, you know what I'm saying? You probably lie every 10 minutes, every 13 seconds. Some people, every 5 words that come out their mouth, that 6th word is a lie. You ain't asking God to forgive you for them lies you tell. You gonna go lie in the grocery store today. You not finna go home and get on your knees and ask God for forgiveness, but you need to. When you sin, that's what the Bible says. Why would you need an advocate with the Father if you ain't supposed to ask Jesus or God to forgive you as a Christian? As a Christian and you do wrong, Lord, forgive me. That's what the scriptures say. So what I'm saying, what's different about me or anybody else? I'm saying you have to, look, it's different rules that apply for rich people and for poor people. Christians, I told my mama that. If a rich man's son do something just like with Nolan Wells, we gonna not talk about it, cover it up. If Nolan would have been with 5 black boys, them boys would have all been in jail by now. Or whoever was guilty would have got arrested by now. If it was all black people and Benjamin Crump and them were putting pressure on that community like that, whoever did that would have been in jail. They probably been in there 3 days later. But because it's rich white kids, then, you know, it would nothing really happen. It was an accident. You feel that? The same thing happened. They try to do that with God's word. You have dudes around the church who fornicate, and the preacher or whoever around there act like they don't know that they fornicate. They don't know that they doing stuff wrong. They don't know you don't know about your own children's sins, but you know about other people's children's sins. You don't know about your own children's sins, but you try to protect and defend your children's sins, but you will point out somebody else's children's sins. Somebody else's children probably more spiritual and doing less wrong than your own children, but they lost and your children saved. It don't make no sense. We got ourselves deceived. We do, Christians. I promise you, we have ourselves deceived. Especially the people with children. They can't see it. Because they look at their kids, and this is favoritism on all parents. But not all parents are wrong. Some parents' children are really more righteous than other people's children. It's just that some people, they can't see, they not seeing it. You're not seeing it. Your son is as wicked as all hell. That boy has been fornicating with us, and he'll go back and tell on us. And we don't tell on people like that, and we getting in trouble, and he doing the same things we doing or worse. But he not paying for what he doing. That script ain't working with God. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That works with a man. That works in the church. That works in the law, in the court. It does not work with God. You cannot outsmart God. Y'all don't know my strategy by now. What's number one? I got a 4-point strategy I use in every single case, every single battle, anything I do, a 4-point strategy. The first point is you cannot outsmart God. If light is greater than the darkness, if truth is greater than a lie, if God is greater than Satan. Strategy number one. That's the first point in my strategy. You see what I'm saying? I'm not perfect, man. You gonna look at me and try to hold me to a perfection, a standard of perfection that you cannot hold yourself, or you do not hold yourself to. Understand something. I am not perfect. I am not to be held to whatever standard you held. The reason why I am righteous, because my faith is in the blood of the Lord Jesus Christ. I trust in the Lord. I don't see how you could see someone. You said you would know them by their fruit, Christians. The Bible say they'll know you by your works. My mama told me that. I'm saying in 2025, last year, I gave the gospel to over 100,000 souls. Bro, you know all these live streams, you know on Strategizing with Ghostwriter, I was witnessing on almost every single live stream. You know how many thousands of people I have witnessed to across the earth? Yeah, you will know them by their fruits or their works. But Christians, the thing is, the stuff I do for God, they don't want to see that. They just act like I didn't do nothing. Oh, he walk around telling people about Jesus. They just act like that ain't nothing. They don't pay attention to that. That's not the works that they judging me by. They just gonna find anything wrong that I've done, and they gonna hold and judge me by that. That's what the work they try. Your judgment ain't righteous judgment. Your judgment ain't fair judgment. The Bible says that in the last time, there's going to be a lot of people who going to wake up and they're not going to be in heaven. The religious people who going to be, Lord, have I not prophesied in our man? And Jesus going to tell them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that worketh iniquity. You think you're so spiritual, you think you're so righteous, and you're so judgmental of other people. And you ain't no better than nobody else, if not worse. Your children ain't no better than the next man's children. God don't love your children no better, only you do. That's what I'm saying. God don't. He love everybody's children the same. That's what y'all don't understand. And your children bad too. They doing stuff too. The same child that you saying that he probably done 30 times worse than this one done. You trying to stop. It's people trying to stop me from talking to a female. It's people walking around this community lying on me, so I won't talk for that purpose, to stop me. They'll go around telling lies that'll create pain, trying to destroy my mental state in my life just to try to stop me from talking to a female. Your son don't have nobody doing that to him, buddy. Yeah, he been sleeping with girls and lying to you about it. The whole time, he ain't never stopped. He ain't been celibate for 5 years before. He a lie. He ain't never went celibate for 5 years. I mean, at 2 different occasions, I went celibate for 4 years, and then I went celibate for 5 years in my life. 9 years, I'm talking about since when I got past the age of sexual activity. I'm talking about this happened in my 30s and 40s. Super sexually active when I had the means to get almost any girl almost that I desired. You see what I'm saying? and I'm being celibate, tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't called one female. I'm still celibate. Tens of thousands, I'm still celibate. Your son ain't doing that. He ain't that righteous. Your son can't even speak about the word of God or God's word, yet alone tell people about Jesus, bro. Your son don't even have the ability. And the ability that he does have, he don't use it for God. He uses it for himself to get money. So I'm saying, bro, like, you got to be careful when you judging other people. That's why Jesus told you. Because you saying that we can judge righteously. Yeah, you can judge righteously, but this don't sound like no kind of righteous judgment. And a lot of people don't have it. You see what I'm saying? So we just got to be careful, Christians, whenever we judging people. DT Ho, what's up, baby? What's up? What's up? He said, blessings to me, blessings to the chat, blessings to all of y'all, man. It's New York City. It's Saturday. It's a beautiful day, man. It's real gorgeous out here. If you guys are ever in the city, top view, you know what I'm saying? If you want to just ride around the city and see the city, bro, that is just the coolest thing in the world. I just think it's so cool. You know what I'm saying? And this is all over the city, man. These buses. People get on those buses and they ride and see the city. Someone says President Trump dismantled FEMA and education. I agree with that completely. I think one of the reasons why I don't have my master's degree right now is because of President Trump. And that's just facts. Rita says, good day. Good day to you too, my baby. Glad to see you back in here, Miss Rita. Chrism says supporting the illegal war. Oh, well, listen, Chrism's, man, baby. I don't know if I apply that scripture to supporting the war, but I feel what you're saying, though. Like, where do I start? You know what I'm saying? There's so much I can say to that, President Trump fighting the war. I'm just saying I don't know what his intentions for going to war with Iran. That will be examined. Just like President Bush went to war, even though 9/11 happened, we should know his intentions for going to war due to 9/11. You see what I'm saying? Even though President Bush went to war, and we should have known what his intentions was for going to war, what I'm saying, it still was examined. What I'm saying, President Trump's intentions for going to war with Iran will be examined. Whether or not we find out that he did it to destroy America or bring himself profit personally, that's something totally different. Oh, nah, Stoner says, does the state of New York have double-decker buses as a standard? No. There's no double-decker buses. I've never seen, look, I got to this state a year ago. September would be a year, okay? So I got to the state a year ago. I went from Jamestown to Ithaca. I went from Ithaca to Peekskill, or to Connecticut, actually, then back to Peekskill. And then for Peekskill, I've been to Long Island, all the way across the state. I've never seen a double-decker bus nowhere besides the city. And I use MTA, Metro Transit Authority. You know what I'm saying? They're the transit system in the city of New York. I use the buses. I never seen, or I never rode on a double-decker bus one time, not once. You said 9/11 sirens. Yeah, I remember 9/11. Ask the Taliban if they remember what happened after 9/11. Dig Bin Laden up and ask him if he remember what happened after 9/11. You can hit America, but you gonna get hit back hard. You see what I'm saying? You can hit Ghost Rider, but you gonna get hit back hard. Chris Blessings, baby. I appreciate you showing up and participating, man. Upper West Side of Manhattan, man. We out here chilling. We outside, man. Been outside. Like I said, this is the second episode of Guilty or Innocent this month. We're going to do 2 episodes of Guilty or Innocent while we not on tour. You know what I'm saying? Talking about different cases on Saturdays, every other Saturday. And then, like I said, you know, this is the 24th episode of Strategizing with Ghosts. That's a lot of content. 23rd, 24th. Well, this ain't, but you know, on Monday it'll be the 24th episode of Strategizing with Ghostwriter. You know what I'm saying? In 31 days, you know what I'm saying? Pumping out the political content. So y'all make sure y'all tune in Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern. That's the next time we live. And then, you know what I'm saying, we got a new series on top of that. So that's 3 series y'all look out for, okay? The 3rd series is called Eating and Living New York. We're going to go eat wings on Wednesday night, live streaming it, you know what I'm saying? Let y'all see the restaurants in New York, the experience. Then we're going to go eat some seafood. You know I'm from the South, have a craving. A lot of people who watch my content from the South, y'all come up to New York, man, y'all want some seafood. Take y'all to a very nice place, restaurant, Hudson River, outdoors, great experience on the Upper West Side. Then the day after that, the very next day, September the 10th, monumental, man. Look, we doing a 4th live stream. We're going to go to a Yankees game. You know what I'm saying? I think it's September 24th, something like that, towards the end of the month. I should be super stoked about that. But, man, streaming 3-4 hours from the U.S. Open on September the 10th, and then the Yankees game. So that's 4 episodes of Eating and Living New York coming in September. We got 2 episodes of what I gave y'all today. You know what I'm saying? If you guys like the content today, you'll get 2 episodes every other Saturday. So 2 weeks from today, you know what I'm saying, I'll be delivering content, Guilty or Innocent. And then we're going to do our regular Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern. We live, guys, every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Strategizing with Ghostwriter. Supposed to do 16 to 18 episodes a month, but like I said, last month we did like 24. So that's Legal Wars Live 2-year anniversary up here on the Upper West Side of New York. Y'all right behind me, y'all be seeing trees. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like, this dude is in New York City, bro, and he posting with a whole bunch of trees. Like, we know you from the South, Ghost. We know you from the woods. We know you like the outdoors, man. But all the trees in the city, yes, indeed. That's Central Park. Y'all be seeing me going live from all the time, man. It's a gorgeous city, man. Safe city. Beautiful city. The greatest city in the world, New York City, man. I love all of y'all. I want to say one last time, they want to keep me in the city, man. I'm looking for a really, really nice apartment in either Northern Queens or in Manhattan. Really, really nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting to get that. And if I do get it, bro, I'll stay in the city and rock out, stay loyal, whatever I need to do, you know what I'm saying, to help my country be a better place for our children to live in after we live. That being said, bro, that's my time, man. Y'all know I say it all the time. I'm a Christian, man. Christ is king. Every day I wake up, I said this when I had thousands, I mean tens of thousands of dollars. I said this then. I said, I know it's a situation or a time due to the business that I own. I went 14 months without filing a case. It take me a year to 2 to get paid off of the case. I knew it was a situation I'd come to where I didn't have no money. I just didn't know it would be in New York while I'm building this business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a business owner. So I just didn't think it would be in New York. But I said, when I came to a time that was a hard period or a hard time in my life, I'm going to say the same thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether I have money or whether I'm dead broke, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. When you put your happiness in God, there's not a human that can take it from you. Even if I'm screaming, if I'm shouting, if I'm frustrated, and my disability is on the forefront, I still have my happiness because I'm dependent on God to be happy. God provides my joy, my hope, my happiness, everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how that sounds to you. I say happily from a rooftop. That being said, that's my time. I love y'all, man. We'll see all our regulars probably in the stream on Monday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about President Trump talking about trading a part of Yellowstone National Park He gonna try to part it apart, man. I don't know what that means, but we just talking about America not being for sale. We trying to do everything we can to build 80 more years of American greatness. I love y'all, man. Y'all have a great weekend, beautiful day out here on the Upper West Side, man. I will see y'all on Monday morning. As is Big Ghost Rider, y'all, and I'm out.